The man could kill a giant dragon with a single punch. Every day, he lifted a small mountain with one hand 10,000 times. He had trained like this for 20,000 years. Yet in this cultivation world, he still couldn't cultivate, just like his name suggested, Wuling Jin. Fortunately, a little fox spirit had always stayed by his side. But in the beginning, Wuling Jin had only been a chubby guy on Earth who wasn't good at refusing others. And because of his looks, he had been bullied by stronger classmates since childhood. Because of that, he studied even harder. He believed that once he entered society, people would judge by ability, not call him a disgusting fat nerd. But after studying hard, he realized he wasn't just a fat nerd. He was also terrible at studying. After graduation, he could only rely on his body shape to work as a sparring partner at a gym. Life felt like it had returned to the starting point. Only now, the people bullying him had changed from classmates to co-workers, and their punches were even heavier. Not only that, they made him do a lot of extra work every day. Looking at the supervisor's bulging muscles, Wuling Jin could only accept it quietly. Once it happened the first time, it happened countless times. Soon, all his co-workers came to him, dumping their tasks on him. It was outrageous, but he endured it. He had never been able to refuse anyone. Wuling Jin worked overtime until midnight, yet the work still wasn't finished. Suddenly, a sharp pain stabbed his heart. He remembered the doctor's warning, lose weight or you'll die suddenly. He hurried to call an ambulance. Then he realized his phone service had been suspended. Looks like he was really going to die here today, but he refused to accept it. Before dying, he wanted to change. He didn't want to stay a disgusting fat nerd. He found the study files on his computer and decisively deleted them. Only then did he feel relieved, ready to accept death. But what he never expected, even at the moment of death, was that he accidentally sent those study files to the company group chat. His co-workers quickly received the file. They thought it was the usual reading report. But when they opened it during the meeting, the content was shockingly wild. In a sudden shift of scene, Wuling Jin realized he had actually been reborn. Not only had he crossed into a cultivation world, he had even become the young master of the demon sect. In the blink of an eye, 20,000 years passed, deep in a remote forest. A stunning girl was holding onto a young man's arm. Ling Jin, didn't we agree to explore the outside world together? Why are you still dawdling here in the back mountain? The girl was Tushan Xiaoyu from the Fox Spirit clan, and the one lifting a small mountain for training was Wuling Jin, restarting his life. Even after unknowingly training here for 20,000 years, he still believed he was just a normal guy with slightly more strength. Xiaoyu looked speechless. What kind of normal guy can lift a whole mountain? His daily 10,000 reps of lifting came to an end. Although Wuling Jin was the demon sect's young master, the declining sect could no longer protect him. To avoid being hunted by righteous cultivators, Wuling Jin had no choice but to hide in this deep mountain. If not for the little fox he once saved accompanying him, he might have gone crazy from boredom. Because of the lessons from his past life and the constant pursuit in this one, Wuling Jin had trained with strict discipline every day for 20,000 whole years. But after a long time, he finally realized he had crossed into a full-blown fantasy world. And he, the literal Wuling Jin, had nothing except the strong body earned from daily training. Fine, let's eat dragon meat today. Xiaoyu nodded excitedly, her admiration for Wuling Jin practically overflowing. A golden core stage flood dragon was taken down with a single punch. Of course, he was her amazing brother Ling Jin. Just then, a hostile voice suddenly came. You bold thieves! How dare you steal the flood dragon? I was halfway through hunting to do something so shameless. Are you the remnants of the demon sect? The newcomer was MANHWA, an intern instructor from Xiantian Academy. The moment the demon sect was mentioned, Wuling Jin instantly tensed up. I'm not. I didn't. Don't accuse me, he cried while thinking. How did this guy even tell? Then he simply knelt down on the spot. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. After looking them over, MANHWA realized they were just a little fox demon and a rootless ordinary person, so he decided to teach them a lesson. He raised his hand and unleashed his signature move, Sword control divine art, alluring eternity. But he didn't expect Wu Ling Jin to catch it so easily. Yet Wu Ling Jin was still as timid as in his previous life. Here, in the cultivation world, he feared offending anyone even more. He bowed at a full 90 degrees and apologized rapidly. "Sorry, I knew you wanted to kill me, yet I still caught your flying sword. That was really rude." Xiaoyu wiped cold sweat beside him. "Big brother Ling Jin, what are you doing again?" Seeing this, Xiao Chunhua finally relaxed. In his mind, there was no way a rootless mortal could catch his flying sword. It had to be the little fox demon secretly helping from behind. Xiaoyu spread her hands. "If I made a move, you would have died." Refusing to believe it, Xiao Chunhua unleashed his second technique, sword control divine art, alluring form, second style. But the result left Xiao Chunhua completely numb. Wu Ling Jin simply said that killing him was fine, but please don't hurt Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu was instantly moved to tears. Xiao Chunhua then summoned several more flying swords. He refused to believe it. There was no way Wu Ling Jin could catch them all. Sword control divine art, alluring guanyin, lotus seat. Yet Wu Ling Jin caught every single sword on instinct. This outrageous performance stunned Xiaoyu. Brother Ling Jin is so bad. I love it. Only Xiao Chunhua's face was filled with utter despair. He finally understood this guy was pretending to be weak. And at a time like this, only those who know when to bow survive. "So you're actually a senior of the Righteous Alliance. My apologies for the misunderstanding. Please return the flying sword to me." The next second, a flying sword flashed right past his ear. A deafening explosion followed. Wu Ling Jin, who never knew how to refuse others, had indeed returned the sword to him. Xiao Chunhua was completely dumbfounded. That terrifying strength made cold sweat pour down his forehead. Since the sword had been returned, Wu Ling Jin decided to leave. After all, his dad was still waiting for him to cook dinner. Then he lifted the several-ton flood dragon and prepared to head home. Xiaoyu suddenly turned around, her face twisted. "What happened today? I don't want you leaking even half a word. Understand?" Xiao Chunhua nodded frantically. The next second, Xiaoyu transformed into a cute fangirl. Holding Wu Lingen's arm, she slowly walked away with him. Only after the two left did Xiao Chunhua drop to his knees with a thud. Though he didn't know who Ling Jin really was, he himself still had trump cards left and used. If he reported this to the old ancestor of Xiantian Academy, that old monster would definitely take good care of that brat. Haha. Soon after, Wu Ling Jin grilled the dragon meat into skewers and headed toward a cave. Inside were the imprisoned members of the demon sect. But the moment they saw Wu Ling Jin, they burst into joyful smiles. "Ah, our little Ling Jin, we've missed you to death." Though they didn't look like good people, they were actually uncles who treated Wu Ling Jin very well, including his father, the demon sect master, Wu Di. When Wu Di learned that Wu Ling Jin had snuck down the mountain with Xiaoyu again, he exploded with fury. Even though they'd been sealed for 20,000 years, they still remembered the treachery, slaughter, and crimes of the so-called righteous sects. With Wu Lingen's lack of worldly experience, how could he possibly face such cunning enemies? But Wu Ling Jin had heard these same warnings for 20,000 years. He longed for the outside world. Even if it meant being hunted, injured, or even dying, he didn't want to stay trapped here anymore. Hearing this, everyone panicked. Wu Ling Jin had stayed in body refining stage for 20,000 years. Going outside now was nothing short of suicide. At that moment, Xiaoyu added that they had just met a nascent soul stage righteous cultivator, and Wu Ling Jin defeated him with a single punch. Wu Di hadn't expected a righteous cultivator to appear here, much less that his son had become this strong. Yet even so, to him, Wu Ling Jin was still a rootless, ordinary mortal. But that wasn't what Wu Ling Jin cared about. He knew only by reaching tribulation stage could he break this cursed seal and rescue them. Yet in this deep forest, he couldn't even break through body refining. He wanted to become stronger and protect everyone. As father and son faced off, Xiaoyu spoke again. Because Wu Ling Jin had stayed in body refining all this time, he carried no demon sect aura. As long as he didn't admit it, no righteous cultivator could detect his identity. Everyone suddenly understood. But Wu Di still disagreed with him going down the mountain. If Wu Lingjin broke through and released even a wisp of demonic aura, he would be doomed. Wu Di could never accept that risk. But Wu Lingjin had already made up his mind and turned around to head down the mountain. Seeing this, Wu Di could only sigh helplessly. He then tossed a token toward Wu Lingjin. It was the entrance exam permit for Xiantian Academy. If Wu Lingjin insisted on leaving, this could be the first stop. After all, Xiantian Academy was said to be the #1 righteous cultivation academy. Rumor had it that anyone who graduated from there would at least reach the Golden Core stage. Wu Di believed that the most dangerous place was the safest, and with countless cultivation paths inside the academy, it was the best chance for Wu Lingjin to find a method that suited him. Soon after, Wu Lingjin began packing. The only issue was his luggage was just slightly enormous. As he checked the route down the mountain, Wu Di solemnly begged Xiaoyu. Sending Wu Lingjin to Xiantian Academy was the best chance for him to survive. And the secret hidden within Wu Lingjin, he entrusted it to the protection of this quasi-emperor level nine-tailed fox. This wasn't a problem for Xiaoyu. The problem was that once she left with Wu Lingjin, no one would deliver food to them anymore. Hearing this, everyone finally realized the issue. And so, they devoured their last meal like starving animals. Just as Xiaoyu was about to leave, Wu Di called out again. He warned with unusual seriousness. Remember, the world is on the brink of collapse. The power hidden inside Lingjin must awaken soon. Your time is running out. After some time, Wu Lingjin arrived at the exam site, carrying his mountain-sized luggage, and a long line had already formed. Having been a corrupt, chubby shut-in in his previous life, he now broke into a cold sweat. The instructor then explained the admission process. Candidates must insert their exam pass into the stone lion's mouth, which would verify authenticity and detect demonic spies. One candidate after another passed the test. But Wu Lingjin was panicking. First suspecting his dad gave him a fake token, then worrying his demonic aura would be detected. Suddenly, a shout erupted from the crowd. They had actually found a demonic cultivator. The stone lion bit down tightly once it sensed something wrong. After that cultivator was dragged away, the instructor called the next name Wu Lingjin. After all, his massive bundle made him look the most pitiful. Wu Lingjin shook uncontrollably from nerves. But after the stone lion checked his token, nothing abnormal was found. Wu Lingjin had just breathed a sigh of relief. But the stone lion's eyes suddenly lit up red. The next moment, its huge jaws snapped toward him. Wu Lingjin reacted instinctively and threw a punch. In the next second, the stone lion's head shattered completely. Because of this abnormal reaction, the academy immediately assumed Wu Lingjin was a demonic cultivator. Even though the exam pass was valid, the stone lion would automatically attack anyone carrying demonic aura. Wu Lingjin thought he must have picked up demonic traces from living with those demon uncles for 2,000 years. Just then, the little fox girl appeared. Her stunning figure instantly drew everyone's attention. Normally, the demon race would never interfere with human affairs. But Xiaoyu suddenly hugged Wu Lingjin tightly, declaring she was his guardian protector. The crowd gasped. Only major sects granted guardian protectors to their most important disciples. Her action instantly made everyone assume Wu Lingjin had terrifying backing. Xiaoyu told them to check his exam pass again. Only then did they notice it belonged to the legendary sect destroyed by demon cultivators, the #1 under heaven sect, and Wu Lingjin was its sole surviving heir. Some questioned, if the sect was that strong, how could it be wiped out? One candidate, Xiao Tianji, clearly knew the answer because the sect's actual name is literally #1 under heaven sect. Xiaoyu continued persuading them. So it makes perfect sense the pass carries a bit of demonic aura, right? With tensions between righteous cultivators and the demon race already delicate. Even Xiantian Academy didn't want trouble, so they let Wu Lingjin pass. But Wu Lingjin himself was nervous as hell, though Xiao Yu stayed close to comfort him. The next examiners were instructor Mei Yanli and the head of the mechanical pavilion, Huang Luhong. All candidates who passed entered the academy, many of them talented geniuses. Even the Hahuan sect and sword-riding sect sent disciples. The most eye-catching among them was Bai Di, the Sword Peak Master's only daughter. Not only gorgeous, she had broken through the foundation establishment stage at just 11, an absolute prodigy. To her, none of the new recruits in Xintian Academy were worth noticing. Another notable genius was Zhong Ma, young master of the Hahuan sect, famous for his dual cultivation skills. And then there was something bizarre. Wu Lingjin, casually carrying tens of tons of training equipment, as if it were nothing. Even though this was just his daily workout routine, it stunned the entire group. Mei Yanli suddenly flashed down from the window. He was flying through the air, true aerial movement. The crowd marveled. Truly worthy of an instructor from Xintian Academy. But Wu Lingjin felt this man looked strangely familiar. Finally unable to stand being stared at, Mei Yanli shouted, "You, the brat who loves showing off. Why are you staring at me like that?" Wu Lingjin still looked like an honest, clueless guy. The wire you're hanging from is kind of shiny." And just like that, the air turned painfully silent. The next second, Mei Yanli appeared right in front of him. He patted Wu Lingjin's shoulder with a kind smile. "Good kid. I'm really looking forward to your exam results." Before he even finished, he got yanked upward by the steel wire. "Idiots. Didn't I tell you to stop once I reach position?" Bai Di looked speechless. She was watching two idiots talk. One couldn't even fly properly, and the other dared to say anything. Offending an instructor on the first day? Yeah, that never ends well. As expected, Mei Yanli roared, ripped his shirt open, and shouted, "Testing starts with Wu Lingjin." Wu Lingjin didn't understand why a test required taking off clothes. But looking at the instructor's bulging muscles and terrifying presence, Xiao Dianji finally confirmed it. This was the legendary sandbag sacred physique. A sandbag's sacred physique couldn't cultivate on its own and couldn't use spells. But it could absorb incoming attacks, capturing the spiritual qi released by opponents, meaning the stronger the enemy, the stronger the physique. All attacks from the same realm or lower were completely nullified. The crowd was shocked. No wonder he could sit in the instructor's position for decades. But in Wu Lingjin's case, it felt totally different. Getting stronger by being beaten? Did cultivators need to be masochists now? Mei Yanli then ordered the students to hit him with spiritual qi. He would judge their talent and potential based on their attacks. In other words, passing the exam depended entirely on his word. And since Wu Lingjin had offended him, he naturally became the first target for elimination. Wu Lingjin didn't think much of it. Before striking, he even reminded kindly, "You'd better be ready, my strength is pretty big." Mei Yanli laughed, "Relax. Even a deity transformation stage expert might not be able to hurt me. A freshman like you, even if you're strong." Before he finished, Wu Lingjin's fist smashed straight into his face. The famed sandbag sacred physique instructor, Mei Yanli, was KO'd by a student who hadn't even enrolled yet. What Wu Lingjin cared about was simply whether this meant he passed the test. Hearing that, everyone stepped back like they had seen a ghost. At the same time, a white fox quietly slipped into the room. It was the nine-tailed fox, Xiao Yu. As expected of Lingjin, you just entered the academy and already grabbed everyone's attention. Everyone then questioned Tianji. "Didn't you say attacks below deity transformation stage don't work on Instructor Mei?" Tianji awkwardly explained the books never mention a case like this. That punch even caught the attention of the genius girl Bai Di. Looks like he's not the only one hiding his strength. Right then, Huang Luhong, the head of the mechanism pavilion, showed up to stabilize the scene. "Kid, that punch of yours was nearly at nascent soul, late stage level." Mei Yanli finally woke up and jumped his feet. Then he stormed toward Wu Lingjin furiously. "You brat, you hit me before I was ready. And I told you to hit my stomach, not my face." Wu Lingjin quickly bowed and apologized. Everyone suddenly understood. So that was it. Instructor Mei wasn't ready. No wonder even the legendary sandbag, Sacred Physique, couldn't take the punch. Right after that, MANHWA told Wu Lingjin to take the test again. He himself activated the sandbag, Sacred Physique, unmoving sandbag. Tianji exclaimed, "That's the strongest defensive move of the sandbag, Sacred Physique. It converts all of one's power into pure defense." MANHWA was confident. This was the move he used for final tests on Tribulation Crossing stage cultivators. The crowd praised nonstop. Unmoving sandbag really is amazing. Instructor Mei didn't even move half a step this time. But only Huang Luhong knew the truth. Move Bumbu? He literally fainted standing up. He hurriedly carried MANHWA away, then announced that due to the instructor's physical discomfort, everyone passed the first round. The crowd cheered, while Wu Lingjin stood there blankly, wondering what cultivation realm Mate Jiao 11 even was to be this strong. Without knowing it, he had already become the center of attention. The first to approach him was the Hahuan sect's young master. Didn't expect another powerhouse besides me in this exam. I'm Zhong Ma, the 108th successor of the Hahuan sect. Iron Mountain Lean, level 9, Flower Shaking Hand, level 4, and my hobby is dual cultivation. He even wrapped his arm around Wu Lingjin's shoulder. You performed well. I'll reluctantly accept you as my brother, okay? Wu Lingjin's face darkened. This guy isn't planning to dual cultivate with me, right? Next, Tianji stepped up as well. Could you take us as your little brothers too? I'm Tianji from the Tianji sect. I can provide the most accurate intel. Please take care of us, boss. He even handed over a blank dossier. Forgive my rudeness, but although I specialize in intelligence, I have zero information about you. Looking at Tianji, Wu Lingjin suddenly recalled someone from his previous life, and a strange sense of familiarity rose. Others also asked which sect Wu Lingjin belonged to. Wu Lingjin panicked again. He couldn't say he was the demon sect's young master, so he hurriedly claimed to be a rogue cultivator. At that moment, Baidi walked out from the crowd. No one expected even the genius girl to approach him. Baidi pointed at him angrily. Show off. I'll make you understand the gap between you and a true genius. Then she turned and left. Moments later, Huang Luhong appeared again. Don't celebrate too early. As he spoke, his hand secretly pressed a red button. The entire exam area began to shake violently. Walls rose from all directions. In the blink of an eye, everyone was sealed inside a massive chamber. At the same time, various massive mechas appeared. This second-round test was officially hosted by Huang Luhong, the master of the Mechanism Pavilion. The constructs appearing in the square were all mechanical puppets crafted by the Mechanism Pavilion. During the exam, these puppets would continuously fire mechanical, hidden weapons at the candidates. The test lasted 1 incense stick's time. As long as one withdrew, the puppets would stop attacking. The fewer times one was hit, the higher the score. The scariest part was that all the projectiles fired by the puppets were real weapons. One careless moment could cost a life. As soon as the words fell, all puppets launched their attacks. Screams rang out. Some people even chose to forfeit on the spot. Wu Lingjin, however, moved with ease. Huang Luhong kept observing every student on the field and noticed that the kid from the Hahuan sect was doing surprisingly well. The boy performed Phantom Iron Mountain Slam. Every attack fired from behind him was easily dodged. Of course, anything coming from the front was another story. Seeing that, Huang Luhong was speechless. This idiot just pretend I said nothing earlier. But then something else caught his attention. The girl from the sword riding sect was unexpectedly strong. Suddenly, a loud boom erupted. Wu Lingjin slammed the attacking puppet straight into the ground. Then he wiped his sweat and said, "Now it can't hit me." Huang Luhong completely broke down. Don't mix up the test. This round is about speed. It was clearly a speed test, yet Wu Lingjin simply pinned the puppet down and rubbed it into the ground. Watching this, Baidi recalled her father's words. Sha Chunhua really is the kind who loves showing off. At the same time, the awakened Mei Yanli snatched the remote control away. He decided not to waste words with Wu Ling-jin anymore. He wanted Wu Ling-jin to feel the true power of these puppets. Immediately, the humanoid puppets began to change. In the end, they combined into a massive super puppet. This operation, similar to a transformer, was known in this world as Yuan-Rong fusion, and this mechanical puppet possessed strength surpassing the core formation stage. Tianji exclaimed, "Do they even want people to pass this test anymore?" He also noticed that the weapons of these puppets were coated with deadly poison. Or maybe he didn't notice. It was more like he felt dizzy just looking at them. Huang Luhong felt this was a bit too much and that someone could actually die. But Mei Yanli believed it didn't matter because he knew Huang Luhong also didn't want the arrogant Wu Ling-jin to pass. The fused puppet then launched an attack on Wu Ling-jin. Yet Wu Ling-jin dodged all of it with ease. Others were not so lucky, and their points dropped rapidly. Seeing Wu Ling-jin avoid everything, Mei Yanli operated the remote again. The next second, several more large puppets appeared and surrounded Wu Ling-jin. Wu Ling-jin was about to strike, but was warned that damaging the puppets again would result in immediate disqualification. Now all puppets focused their attacks on Wu Ling-jin. Others suddenly had it much easier, but Wu Ling-jin himself was clearly in danger. Seeing this, Daddy obsessed by D remembered her father's words. This is the consequence of showing off. Father was right. Surrounded by puppets and unable to fight back, Wu Ling-jin had only one solution in mind. He suddenly crouched, then shot into the air. Several puppets crashed hard into each other. Mei Yanli was shocked that Wu Ling-jin could fly, while Huang Luhong felt heartbroken for his mechanical puppets. But sword-riding flight required at least the core formation stage. Only Tianji noticed the truth. Wu Ling-jin had jumped purely with leg strength, and by repeatedly stomping downward, he canceled out gravity, basically stepping on his left foot with his right, and then his right with his left. Mei Yanli knew that no matter how strong Wu Ling-jin's body was, he couldn't stay airborne long. So he controlled the puppets to attack the point where Wu Ling-jin would land. Just when Wu Ling-jin didn't know what to do, he suddenly noticed Bai Di nearby. He stepped on a flying projectile, and the next second appeared right in front of Bai Di. Bai Di panicked. Why is he suddenly coming at me? Could he be the pervert father warned me about? But the next second, Wu Ling-jin slipped behind Bai Di. As more attacks came flying in, Bai Di finally realized this guy was using her as a human shield. So she swung her sword straight at Wu Ling-jin. Wu Ling-jin didn't expect to be attacked from both sides, but thanks to his slick footwork, he dodged everything. At this point, the test had nothing to do with anyone else. Every attack was chasing only Wu Ling-jin. Just then, Wu Ling-jin noticed the stick of incense in Mei Yanli's mouth as he held the remote control. Remembering what Huang Luhong said before the test, an idea flashed in his mind. So he stopped running. Wu Ling-jin took a deep breath. Mei Yanli didn't expect this idiot, on the verge of death, to turn back just to inhale deeply. But when Wu Ling-jin blew out that breath, a violent gust erupted, and the first to be blasted were Mei Yanli and Huang Luhong. Moments later, both of them were left with ridiculous, punk-style hair, quite a unique look. Mei Yanli wanted to continue chasing Wu Ling-jin, but Wu Ling-jin stopped him. Only then did Mei Yanli notice the incense in his mouth had completely burned out, meaning the test was over. Tianji suddenly jumped out and shouted no. Boss Wu Ling-jin had a deeper purpose. Boss Wu Ling-jin was securing benefits for everyone. Bai Di's face turned completely red. The next moment she ran off, cursing, "Wu Ling-jin, I'm not done with you." At that moment, a round of applause suddenly echoed. Everyone turned toward the sound. A voice rang out. It's been so many years, finally a group of interesting newcomers. This year's entrance exam is full of life. Everything is flourishing. The speaker was none other than Yu Tianxing, the dean of Xintian Academy. Dean Yu Tianxing suddenly arrived at the test grounds, but everyone felt that he looked very unreliable. Tianji, however, recognized him immediately and shouted excitedly, "That's the legendary Crimson Flame Shura. Yu Tianxing. Rumor had it that 20,000 years ago, he slaughtered countless demonic cultivators, shocking even righteous sects with his ruthlessness. His fiery red hair was said to be dyed by demon blood. Although it sounded impressive, everyone quickly noticed his iconic red hair was fake. Yu Tianxing suddenly asked, "Young man, what's your name?" Hiding in the shadows, Xiao Yu panicked instantly. Why did the dean suddenly appear? And Ling Jin had offended him the moment he showed up. She had to salvage this. Xiao Yu sent a voice transmission. "Ling Jin, can you hear me? You blew off the dean's wig just now." Before he notices, hurry and put it back on him. After learning Wu Lingen's name, Yu Tianxing said, "I know his actions were a bit reckless, but as teachers we should be magnanimous. If you were as strong as the dean, would this even be a problem? In the end, it's your lack of skill." Wu Lingjin immediately sensed this was a golden opportunity. In a flash, he grabbed the red thing from the ground and slapped it onto the dean's head. Yu Tianxing's pupils shrank sharply. What was that speed? If not for my sharp eyes, I wouldn't have caught it all. Wu Lingjin said cheerfully, "Dean, you dropped something? Helping you pick it up is the least I can do." At that moment, Mei Yanli's expression changed drastically as he exclaimed, "Dean Yu Tianxing, you seem to be injured." Xiao Yu exploded. "Can you at least tell the difference between a wig and a hidden weapon before acting?" Mei Yanli grabbed Wu Lingjin furiously. "You bastard! How dare you attack the dean?" But Yu Tianxing only smiled faintly. "Do you really think something this small can hurt me? This was all part of my test." Hearing this, Wu Lingen's eyes lit up. As expected of the dean, he's totally fine. Yu Tianxing continued pretending. "It's just a hidden weapon. Just pull it out." The moment he pulled it, a fountain of blood erupted from his head. He instantly lost strength and collapsed on the ground. Mei Yanli rushed forward to catch him. "Dean Yu Tianxing, are you okay?" Huang Luhong stepped up to announce, "Everyone still standing is considered to have passed the second round. The third round, class placement, will begin tomorrow at noon." The two hurriedly supported Yu Tianxing. "To the pill hall. Quickly, get the dean to the pill hall." Once they left, the puppet mechanisms suddenly launched hidden weapons again. A teacher hiding in the shadows revealed a cold smirk. He secretly rejoiced, "I didn't expect you to walk right into my trap." Not long after, Wu Lingjin left the academy. To prepare for tomorrow's test, he trained like crazy. Xiao Yu reminded him, tomorrow's class placement really matters. Only by entering a better class can you get more cultivation resources. But you need balance too. Let me put some herbal liniment on you to loosen your meridians. With that, she dashed toward him, but she suddenly tripped and fell straight into Wu Lingen's arms. Meanwhile, Bai Di was stomping angrily down the path. Just thinking about Wu Lingjin made her furious. "That jerk! I'll make him pay." Just then, a sudden shout in the distance caught her attention. She walked toward the house and stared through the window. The terrifying silhouette on the window made her face change instantly. What is Wu Lingjin doing in that room? She quickly denied her own thought. No, Wu Lingjin just arrived at Xintian Academy. How could he be killing someone? I must have seen it wrong. Look carefully again, but what she saw looked like ironclad evidence. Meanwhile, Wu Lingjin was jumping with a 3,000 gene black iron rope. Xiao Yu sighed regretfully. What a waste. The herbal liniment spilled. She turned to wipe the spilled liquid. But at that moment, Xiao Yu slipped. Bai Di was already close to the window, ready to save the girl inside. With a loud bang, Xiao Yu crashed right into the window. Bai Di was scared stiff. It's over. I'm too late to save her. Wu Lingjin rushed to check if Xiao Yu was hurt. Xiao Yu wasn't injured. Her clothes were simply soaked with the liniment. The wet scene made Wu Lingjin blush instantly. He quickly turned around to find dry clothes for her. At that moment, Bai Di burst into the room shouting, "Murderer! Surrender now!" Wu Lingjin froze mid-movement. Bai Di also froze. You won't even spare the corpse?" Wu Lingjin panicked. Did she discover I'm from the demonic sect? Bai Di had no intention of talking anymore. She unleashed the Lingxiao sword art straight at him. But that level of sword chi couldn't harm Wu Lingjin at all. Bai Di was stunned by his speed. She gathered sword chi again and fired her strongest slash. But Wu Lingjin punched forward and shattered the sword chi directly. Bai Di was completely dumbfounded. He broke my sword chi with his bare body. Then Wu Lingjin's figure flickered, appearing behind her. He raised his hand and chopped the back of her neck. Bai Di lost consciousness instantly and collapsed. Wu Lingjin panicked. Sorry, I really can't reveal my identity. This is the only way. Xiaoyu was shocked. You even used that move. The so-called memory erasing chop channels force into the palm. The strike directly affects the opponent's head, altering their memory. Basically, it hits someone so hard they forget things. While she's still out cold, hurry and take her back. It'll be trouble if someone sees. Wu Lingjin quickly got dressed and helped Bai Di up, making sure no one was around. He carried her and sprinted through the night. After circling the area, Wu Lingjin finally found a place that seemed close to Bai Di's residence. At that moment, Bai Di suddenly regained consciousness. What happened to me? Wu Lingjin reacted instinctively and delivered another hand chop. Seeing Bai Di faint again, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. But a new problem appeared. He had no idea which room this woman lived in. And this scene happened to be witnessed by Tianji passing by. He was secretly shocked. What kind of relationship do Boss Lingjin and Bai Di have? So Wu Lingjin simply picked an empty room and placed her on the bed. He felt no one lived here, so she was probably staying in this place. And Bai Di, who was unconscious, slowly woke up again. Wu Lingjin instinctively gave her another memory-erasing chop. He felt sorry about it, but he really couldn't reveal his identity. Still, he worried whether this would mess up Bai Di's memory. But it was still better than getting his whole family killed. Then Wu Lingjin noticed the room was quite messy, and he also saw footprints left on the ground. So he quickly grabbed a mop. Can't leave any trace behind. He simply cleaned up the whole room. Meanwhile, in a pavilion somewhere in Xiantian Academy, a young man suddenly spoke. Since you're here, stop hiding. From the bottom of the nearby pool, a figure shot out. As expected of the genius of our Xiao family. You even noticed me. Xiao Huohuo replied impatiently. Nothing can escape my eyes. Xiao Chunhua said immediately, I won't waste words. I called you here because I want you to deal with a new student. As long as you help me, I'll fully support you in the next clan leader election. You've met him, the one named Wu Lingjin. Hearing this, Xiao Huohuo grinned. So it's that arrogant brat. Xiao Chunhua continued, I'll rig the drawing lots. You just need to accidentally kill him during the test. Xiao Huohuo agreed readily. No problem, but don't forget your promise. Xiao Chunhua added, there's one more thing I need help with. My leg is being caught by a blue water flood dragon. Can you save me first? Xiao Huohuo secretly complained. How did someone like him become a Xiao elder and an instructor of Xiantian Academy? The next second, Xiao Huohuo shot forward. With several sword lights striking down, the blue water flood dragon was cut into pieces. After Xiao Chunhua left, a soul drifted out from Xiao Huohuo's ring. That Wu Lingjin is not as simple as you think. The strength he showed today, even at my peak, would have been hard to reach. You won't defeat him so easily. But Xiao Huohuo only laughed. No one in this world can defeat me. Because I, Xiao Huohuo, am a transmigrator. He had originally been just an ordinary student on Blue Star, until an accident brought him to this cultivation world, becoming an insignificant trash young master of the Xiao family. But in another accident, he obtained the ring containing Elder Dan, and his rise began. Xiao Huohuo said confidently, with a protagonist template like mine, any strong opponent is just a stepping stone on my path. Then he sneered. Wu Lingjin, though we bear no grudge, being killed by me is your destined ending as a side character. Meanwhile, Wu Lingjin had already cleaned the entire room. He closed the door and returned to his own place. But shortly after he left, Xiao Huohuo suddenly arrived at the door. Seeing the completely cleaned room, he was stunned. What happened here? Then he noticed the graceful figure lying on the bed. Xiao Huohuo hurried over and looked closely. He instantly panicked. Why is a female cultivator in my room? His face flushed as he grew excited. Isn't she Bai Di from the sword riding sect? No wonder she's the goddess of our generation. She's beautiful even while sleeping. No, wait, this is not the time to drool over her. A girl came at midnight to help me clean and even slept on my bed. There's only one conclusion. She must like me. In my past life, I read plenty of manga. A main character like me always gets girls chasing after him. Could Bai D actually be my destined heroine? But why hasn't she woken up yet? Elder Dan finally explained, this girl's spiritual consciousness seems slightly damaged, so she can't wake up immediately. Hearing this, Xiao Huohuo was moved. She worked so hard cleaning my room that she hurt her own mind. Fortunately, I learned many first aid techniques before. After saying so, Xiao Huohuo crouched beside the bed and slowly leaned toward Bai Di's lips. The moment Bai Di regained consciousness and saw this, her pupils widened violently. A loud slap instantly echoed across the entire area. Bai Di shouted angrily, "Pervert! Don't let me see you again." Xiao Huohuo was confused. She clearly likes me. Why would she hit me? I get it. Women in this world are conservative. Artificial respiration right away must have been too forward. Elder Dan scolded. Why do you assume she likes you? What if she simply entered the wrong room? But Xiao Huohuo replied confidently, because I was born a protagonist. Bai Di, meanwhile, was confused. Why am I lying on someone else's bed? I remember I was confronting Wu Lingjin, right? I remember now. Wu Lingjin seemed to be using a corpse to cultivate. He must be a demonic cultivator. I can't believe I accidentally discovered such a huge secret. Then the person in that room must be his accomplice. How dare a thief infiltrate Xiantian Academy? I'll definitely find proof that you're a demonic cultivator. Bai Di immediately shouted toward the sky. Wu Lingjin, just you wait. Early the next morning, the martial arena of Xiantian Academy was already filled with people. Many students wondered why the test hadn't started yet. Meanwhile, Wu Lingjin was nervously training like crazy. Seeing this, Xiaoyu hurried to comfort him, saying he would surely enter the elite class with his strength. But Bai Di said angrily, "Damn Wu Lingjin, still pretending here." The onlookers immediately grew curious about Bai Di's relationship with Wu Lingjin. Tianji grinned slyly. Looks like you guys don't know the inside story. The relationship between Bai Di and Boss Lingjin is way deeper than you think. Just as Tianji was talking excitedly, a long sword suddenly rested against his neck. Xiao Huohuo's voice came filled with killing intent. Don't slander Bai Di. After saying that, he ignored Tianji and turned to leave. The crowd was puzzled. Why is he suddenly angry? Could he be Bai Di's loyal lapdog? Elder Dan was confused as well. But Xiao Huohuo insisted, Bai Di is my destined heroine. How could she be connected to some random passerby? At that moment, the principal stepped onto the arena platform with two instructors and announced, the third test now begins. Mei Yanli immediately said, this round is a life-or-death arena match. It tests your real combat ability, and your class placement will depend on your performance. Principal Yu Qianxing will personally oversee the entire assessment. The third round is a confrontation test. All candidates may now draw their match numbers. As soon as he finished, all examinees began lining up to draw. Just as Wu Lingjin reached into the box, Xiao Chuanhua, hiding in the shadows, smirked. He flicked his flying sword. The next moment, Wu Lingjin suddenly found a slip of paper in his hand with the number 38 written on it. Xiao Chuanhua had used his life-bound flying sword to secretly deliver the match number. Xiao Huohuo frowned. Your life-bound sword broke. Are you sure that's fine? But Xiao Chuanhua waved it off casually. Xiao Huohuo continued, I don't seem to be in the same group as that guy. Did you mess it up? Xiao Chuanhua replied smugly, you don't understand. That kid has some unknown technique and real strength. I kept you from facing him in the first round so someone else could test his limits. Meanwhile, a burly man stepped behind Wu Lingjin. You're my opponent? Not even at the cheer of finding stage. Weakling. You'd better surrender now. Tianji gasped. I can't believe Boss Lingjin's first opponent is him. His name is Wang Taizhu, a famous killer in the martial world. They say no one who has seen his moves ever walks away alive. I don't know if Boss Lingjin can handle such a strong opponent. Wang Taiju looked down at him with a cold smirk. I watched your first 2 tests. You're just some trash born with a bit of brute strength. I'm already at the peak of chi refining, 1 step away from foundation establishment. On the stage, I'm afraid I might smash you to death with 1 strike. Xiaoyu was about to get angry, but Wu Lingyan stopped her. Wang Taiju snorted. What? Don't tell me you want to fight me right now? Wu Lingyan scratched his head honestly. Sorry, my spiritual root is really bad. But even if I'm weak, I still have reasons I must fight. Wang Taiju snorted again. Then wait to be killed by me on the stage. Xiaoyu's eyes sparkled. Lingyan, what you said just now was so handsome. Soon, Wang Taiju walked over to Xiao Chunhua and Xiao Huahua. Passing by, he said in a low voice, Don't forget, if I kill that brat, you'll arrange for me to enter the academy's elite class. Seeing Xiao Chunhua nod, he finally left satisfied. Xiao Huahua frowned. Let's hope Wu Lingyan doesn't die in the first round. Shortly after, Mei Yanli announced that the drawing was over and the first match would begin. Contestant number 1, Bai Di, stepped onto the platform first. Her opponent was Zhong Ma from the Hahuan sect. The moment he arrived, he boldly suggested dual cultivation. Xiao Huahua sneered from below, daring to covet my woman. Zhong Ma, I'll remember your name. Soon, the dean announced the official start of the match. Zhong Ma laughed proudly. Looks like I'll have to show my real skills to conquer you. Shadow Flow, Iron Mountain Dash, Split Mirage. Tianji gasped. He's using rapid movement to create near-identical copies. Hahuan sect techniques really are something? Zhong Ma grinned. If you can't tell which one is me, you'll never defeat me. But Bai Di only glanced at his footwork and instantly saw through the real one. She kicked him right in the life-ending spot. Zhong Ma yelled in rage. Attacking there, shameless. But I've done this to others more than once or twice. I'm prepared for it. Since you refuse my kindness, don't blame me for being ruthless. Zhong Ma charged forward with a glowing chi orb in his hands. But Bai Di was far too fast. He couldn't even touch the corner of her robe. Wu Lingyan couldn't help asking, wouldn't it be easier if he just threw the chi orb? Tianji immediately began explaining. The higher a cultivator's realm, the farther and stronger their external spiritual energy can be. For us chi refining or foundation building types, being able to gather aura outside the body is already impressive. Hearing this, Wu Lingyan instantly realized that Xiaoyu and his father were indeed very powerful. Meanwhile, after dodging for a while, Bai Di grew impatient and punched the chi orb away. But Zhong Ma suddenly pulled back to gain distance, then struck the falling chi orb right at the moment it dropped, sending it straight toward Bai Di. Bai Di still managed to dodge at the last second. But Zhong Ma twisted wildly, controlling that chi orb again. Tianji explained, this is a secret technique from the Hahuan sect. They use fine threads made of aura to control a large mass of spiritual energy released outside the body. Seeing that annoying chi orb sticking to her no matter what, Bai Di finally lost patience and drew her sword. Several sword flashes swept past, and the aura orb shattered instantly. At the same time, Zhong Ma's crotch split open. He clutched himself and knelt down. I didn't expect you to break my aura orb attack so easily. Then he collapsed face first from the pain. Watching this, Wu Lingyan roared inwardly. What exactly were you using to control that thing? After Mei Yanli announced the result, Bai Di stepped off the stage cleanly. Wu Lingyan never imagined cultivator battles would look like this. Then, a girl holding a huge chicken drumstick squeezed out of the crowd. She said, so that's Miss Bai Di? She really deserves to be the top female cultivator of her generation. I wish I were that strong too. Wu Lingyan glanced at her and blurted, so big. Xiaoyu also noticed the girl's figure, muttering quietly, so Lingyan likes the big type. The girl also noticed Wu Lingyan's heated stare and walked up to him. You look hungry. Want a bite? Wu Lingyan pretended to decline, but still took the giant drumstick. Xiaoyu instantly felt the pressure rising. I can't believe an outsider understands Lingyan better than I do. After a few bites, Wu Lingyan realized something. Right, what's your name? The girl grinned. I'm Morong Chan. I enrolled in Xintian Academy last year. Xiaoyu was surprised. So you're a senior? You came to watch the new student trials? Morong Chan said awkwardly, I actually had to repeat a year because my grades were too poor, so I'm here for the third placement exam. If I don't do well this time, the academy might expel me. Standing beside them, Tianji clearly knew of Morong Chan's reputation. He suddenly said, Senior Sister Morong comes from a famous alchemy family. Their clan is respected across all of Kyushu. And Senior Sister Morong even created a new branch, culinary alchemy. In simple terms, she turns alchemy ingredients into delicious dishes without affecting their medicinal effects. Hearing that, Wu Linggen's face stiffened. So the meat I ate earlier was actually a spirit pill? He quickly apologized. I thought it was just normal meat. Eating your food like that. Sorry, that was shameless of me. But Morong Chan didn't mind at all. It's fine. I just can't stand watching people go hungry. Wu Lingjin was instantly charmed by her. To him, Morong Chan looked like an angel descending from the heavens. Meanwhile, Baidi had already stepped down from the stage. Morong Chan hurried forward and asked earnestly, Miss Baidi, I've admired you for a long time. Could I have your autograph? Her tone was sincere and genuine. But Baidi ignored her completely. As she walked past, she even warned, no need for an autograph. And let me remind you, choose your friends carefully. Then she pointed at Wu Lingjin angrily. What you did to me last night. I will find out the truth. The surrounding students immediately began whispering, it really looks like Wu Lingjin has some sort of relationship with Miss Bai. Could they actually be close? Morong Chan couldn't help asking excitedly, are you really familiar with Baidi? Please introduce us. I truly want to become as strong as she is. Meanwhile, after calling Morong Chan's name several times with no response, Mei Yanli realized no one was stepping on stage. He snapped in anger. Didn't you hear me calling you? Hurry up and get on stage to prepare for the match. Hearing this, Morong Chan rushed toward the arena. Xiaoyu spoke with calculated concern. This Morong Chan seems pretty strange. Lingen bro, you'd better keep some distance. But Wu Lingjin felt that someone who cared so sincerely for strangers couldn't possibly be a bad person. Once Morong Chan reached the arena, Mei Yanli warned her, this is your final makeup test opportunity. Morong Chan understood clearly. She had to win this time, or she wouldn't be allowed to continue her studies. She absolutely could not return to that place she once escaped. Soon, her opponent also stepped onto the arena. Her opponent turned out to be contestant number 36, Xiao Huahua. The combat portion of Xintian Academy's placement exam officially began. Principal Yu Tianxing hadn't expected the Morong family girl to sneak into the freshman placement test. Huang Luhong explained irritably, she failed almost every exam. Even her specialty, alchemical cooking, was a complete disaster, so she had to repeat the year. If she loses all her matches in this placement test, we can only consider expelling her, sending her home. Meanwhile, Tianji felt the situation looked grim for Senior Sister Morong. She can refine amazing edible pills, but she has no actual combat skills at all. Before long, the match officially began. To secure victory, Morong Chan launched the first attack. Xiao Huahua didn't take her seriously at all. With all the experience he gained from countless stories, he believed he would win in a crushing fashion. After the fight, girls would admire his strength and fall into his arms, becoming part of his future harem. But while he was daydreaming, Morong Chan had already rushed up to him. Without hesitation, she slammed a heavy punch straight into his face. The spectators didn't expect Xiao Huahua to just stand there and get punched. Wu Lingjin guessed. Maybe he suddenly remembered something happy. Yet Xiao Huahua still felt confident, certain he wouldn't lose. But Morong Chan didn't care. She struck again, ready to beat him while he was down. However, the same move clearly wouldn't work on Xiao Huahua. He casually flung Morong Chan away, but she flipped midair and landed steadily. With a cold snort, she charged at him again. Xiao Huahua dodged while laughing. Give it up. Basic punches and kicks will never hit me. The continuous attacks quickly left Morong Chan panting heavily. But determined to win, she suddenly pulled out 2 big drumsticks, then stuffed both in her mouth in one go. Tianji instantly understood. Murong-chan was using qi-infused food to forcefully boost her power. But these things are basically real pills. Eating so many at once could make her explode. Sure enough, once she swallowed the drumsticks, her body erupted with a fierce burst of energy. Murong-chan herself was fine, but her clothes were blown open with several large tears. The male audience instantly went in a nosebleed mode. Even Xiao Huohua wasn't immune, but he still said calmly, "Even if you rely on last-minute power-ups, you won't defeat me." Murong-chan, however, had no intention of giving up. Without a word, she burst forward again with overwhelming power. Xiao Huohua dodged, but the ground shattered beneath her punch. He finally realized he couldn't keep playing. Her current strength was far beyond the chi refining stage. Murong-chan steadied herself and charged another punch. Xiao Huohua finally got serious and threw out his weapon. As Murong-chan's fist came down, he blocked it with his long measuring ruler weapon. But her power had skyrocketed, blasting Xiao Huohua away with a single strike. Just as Wu Lingjin showed admiration, Xiaoyu cut him off. She only forced open her temporary power limit. And with that level of intensity, she can't hold on for even 15 minutes. Sure enough, Murong-chan was already panting heavily. She wasn't sure whether she had won or not. At that moment, Xiao Huohua's voice echoed from within the smoke. "I can't believe a native girl actually pushed me this far. Looks like I need to show you my true power." Annoyed, Xiao Huohua declared he would reveal his real strength. This time, he would not hold back. He dashed around Murong-chan at extreme speed, leaving countless afterimages. Taking advantage of her brief distraction, he leapt into the air. Wu Lingjin shouted, "Above you." Murong-chan immediately looked up. Seeing the attack coming, she leapt backward and narrowly dodged it. Seeing her pull away, Xiao Huohua summoned a fire lotus and snorted, "Don't even think about escaping." The next second, he hurled the fresh fire lotus toward her. The moment it touched her, it exploded violently. The blazing flames scorched her, forcing out cries of pain. But despite the blast, she wasn't seriously injured. Only her clothes tore open in several places. Watching this, Yu Qianxing and Huang Luhong were stunned. So this kid actually possesses the Qinglian different flame. This match is basically decided. Xiao Huohua sneered, still not surrendering? But Murong-chan didn't reply. She pulled out a bottle and chugged it down. Instantly, a surge of powerful energy erupted inside her. She stomped the ground and charged at Xiao Huohua again. This time, her strength and speed soared, forcing Xiao Huohua into pure defense. Wu Lingjin asked, confused, "Did Senior Murong just break through?" Xiaoyu snapped, "Impossible. She already used pills to force her potential. Now she's using even more to push past her limit. She's literally burning her life." Murong-chan had completely lost herself. The only thought left was not to lose. Being pressured, Xiao Huohua finally became irritated. He activated the Qinglian different flame again. Flames burst outward from his body in a violent explosion. Caught off guard, Murong-chan was blasted into the air. Xiao Huohua seized the chance, grabbing his giant ruler weapon to strike again. Seeing this, Yu Qianxing urged loudly, "Someone will die. What are you waiting for? Stop them." But it was already too late. Xiao Huohua had unleashed the Qinglian Cyclone Slash. Mei Yanli shouted, "Stop! The match ends here." But there was no time. The attack was already unleashed. Murong-chan was midair and couldn't dodge the incoming strike. In that instant, memories of her father's scolding flashed across her mind. Her cooking had never been accepted, called strange and harmful to the family's reputation. That was why she was sent to Xiantian Academy. From that day on, Murong-chan swore she would prove her food was as effective as pills. She never expected that. In the end, she still couldn't change anything. Yet, just as she closed her eyes, waiting for death, a single finger suddenly pressed against that giant ruler. It effortlessly blocked the strike. Then Wu Lingjin said, "Senior Murong is a good person. You can't hurt her." But Xiao Huohuo realized she couldn't pull her ruler back. She became furious at once. "Kid, you've got some nerve." At that moment, Mei Yanli rushed onto the stage. "The match is over. Step down. The winner of this round is you, Xiao Huohuo." Hearing this, Xiao Huohuo finally turned away in satisfaction. She stylishly retrieved her giant ruler and added, "You must win your next match. Otherwise, I won't get the chance to deal with you myself." Wu Lingjin nodded immediately. "I'll do my best to pass the first round test." Just then, Murong Chan suddenly started coughing violently. Wu Lingjin quickly asked with concern, "Senior Murong, are you all right?" Murong Chan sighed regretfully. "I tried my best, but I still couldn't win a single round." After speaking, she began coughing even harder. Wu Lingjin thought she was seriously injured and went to find medicine for her. But she said she was fine. She just overate and threw up. Wu Lingjin hurried onto the stage to take her to the rest area. But Mei Yanli said the next match was already his turn, and his opponent was the famous Wang Taizhu. So Wu Lingjin had no choice but to let Xiao Yu take Murong Chan off the stage. Soon, both contestants stepped into the ring and the match officially began. Wang Taizhu spoke arrogantly. You dare stand here? You've even given up your final chance to survive? In that case, I'll just send you to your death." Below the stage, Murong Chan grew nervous. Tieju's weight alone was frightening. But Xiao Yu said calmly, "No attack can make Lingjin fall." At this moment, Wu Lingjin was curious as well. What move would Wang Taizhu use? Then Wang Taizhu suddenly roared and entered his rage shirt burst mode. A blast of smoke erupted with a loud boom. Wang Taizhu instantly activated his Iron Pillar dance mode. The audience below almost spat blood at the sight. Even Huang Luhong said, "Such an eye-burning move was a disgrace to Xiantian Academy." But Principal Yu Tianxing snapped, "Idiot, the eye-burning part is just the surface. Didn't you notice everyone's condition is off?" Sure enough, Wu Lingjin began to feel unbearably sick. Wang Taizhu seized the chance, grabbed his weapon, and charged at him. Wu Lingjin barely dodged the strike. But Wang Taizhu kept pressing, swinging wildly with his Iron Pillar whirlwind dance. Murong Chan finally understood his intention. No matter how disgusting he acted, it couldn't make people this sick. The truth was that his Iron Pillar was secretly releasing poison smoke. Hearing that, Wang Taizhu let out a cold laugh. Too late to notice now. The entire arena is covered in my poison smoke. This match is already mine. Life and death duels allow any method. Just die in pain. Wu Lingjin felt his body losing all strength. His head throbbed, his vision doubled. Wang Taizhu sneered, "You can't even use 10% of your strength. Still want to resist?" The next moment, he smashed his Iron Pillar onto Wu Lingjin's head. But Wu Lingjin was still fine. Wang Taizhu unleashed Iron Pillar Fury Dance, hammering wildly. Wu Lingjin had no ability to fight back. Murong Chan cried out from below, "Lingjin, stop fighting." Even Xiao Yu shouted for Mei Yanli to stop the match. But Mei Yanli refused. Wu Lingjin still has the ability to counter. "I can't stop it." Wu Lingjin had become nothing but a sandbag. Bai Di in the audience stared without blinking. Then she muttered, surprised, "Only this level? You disappoint me." Wang Taizhu felt the moment had come. He struck again with full force. Yet Wu Lingjin still didn't fall. Wang Taizhu growled, "With that pathetic strength, still resisting?" Wu Lingjin said seriously, "Exactly because I have no strength left. I must put everything into this punch." Wang Taizhu burst out laughing. "With that soft punch?" Before he finished, Wu Lingjin's fist had already hit his abdomen. A terrifying force exploded outward. The invisible punch shockwave blasted straight through his body. The audience froze in shock. The once confident Wang Taizhu foamed at the mouth, unable to speak. His body went limp and collapsed. Wu Lingjin wiped his blood and said calmly, "I win." With a single punch, he defeated Wang Taizhu. As he was about to leave the stage, Wang Taizhu asked unwillingly, "Weren't you poisoned? How did you beat me?" Wu Lingjin answered bluntly, "This is my strength, even when weakened." Wang Taizhu muttered, "Monster! Only then did Mei Yanli announce Wu Lingjin as the winner. Dean Yu Tianxing finally signaled Huang Luhong to dispel the poisonous smoke. Huang Luhong casually tossed out a green plate. Then he lifted another round disc and began spraying water everywhere. The spectators who had inhaled the toxin instantly returned to normal. Wu Lingjin also felt his strength returning. At that moment, Murong Chan suddenly rushed onto the stage to congratulate him. She even pulled him straight into her chest, praising, "You're even stronger than I imagined." Seeing this, Xiao Yu instantly exploded with anger. She ran over, pressed down on Murong Chan's shoulder, pulled them apart, and warned her not to get that close to her Lingenji. Meanwhile, Xiao Huahua was drowning in jealousy. Damn it, the one who should be surrounded by cute girls is me. Xiao Chunhua, however, looked serious. That boy's strength is far beyond what I expected. Are you sure you can beat him? But Xiao Huahua ignited a strange fire and snorted, "The word lose doesn't exist in my dictionary." Just then, a figure appeared beside him, announcing, "Starting a fire on campus. Fine, 500 spirit stones." Xiao Huahua roared, "Who the hell are you? Why should I pay you?" Xiao Chunhua quickly reminded him, "He's an academy discipline officer and the dean's second uncle. Don't provoke him. Didn't you see the dean looking right at you?" Xiao Huahua had no choice but to hand over the 500 spirit stones. Unexpectedly, the officer issued another ticket, assaulting a discipline officer. Fine, 1,000 spirit stones. Xiao Huahua swallowed his anger. "Fine, I'll pay." After the officer left, he swore silently, "What the dean and that old man did to me, I'll repay double. And you, Wu Lingjin, stealing all my girls." At the same time, Wu Lingjin suddenly felt a chill down his spine. Tianji looked at him with worship. "Lingen boss is unbeatable. Even a 5-star assassin was nothing to you. Thanks to you, I gathered tons of info on Wang Taizhu. It'll sell for a great price on the black market." Mei Yanli then called out, "Little Tianji, what are you spacing out for? You're the last match of round 1. Tianji hurried onto the platform, facing his opponent, Yu Jiaxue with flaming red hair. Huang Luhong frowned. "Isn't that the dean's grandson?" Yu Tianxing nodded. "The kid's stubborn and refuses to learn our family's secret arts. I had no choice but to send him here." Wu Lingjin quickly warned, "He's the dean's grandson. Won't he get beaten to death?" But Tianji was confident. "My combat strength may be average, but intel makes up for everything. As the dean's grandson, I've gathered plenty of information about him. Paired with my TNG Gate's secret arts, I definitely won't lose easily." As soon as he finished speaking, Tianji activated his divine technique, opening the heavenly eye. Wu Lingjin was shocked. "This move looks pretty strong." Xiao Yu explained, "It's a TNG Gate secret art. It can peer into fate itself. Only 1 in 10,000 can master it. Tianji is impressive." Yu Jiaxue also dashed forward, sneering, "Interesting. Let me see what your heaven eye can really do." Tianji decisively activated the heavenly calculation. According to the calculated probabilities, Yu Jiaxue using pure martial strikes was 10%. Fire-type ranged attacks had a 5% chance, while Earth-type close-range techniques had an 85% chance. Sure enough, halfway through his charge, Yu Jiaxue opened with Earth Rock Thrust. As expected, Tianji easily dodged it. Tianji laughed. The attack route of Earth Rock Thrust was already in my calculations. "This kind of move can't touch me," Wu Lingjin said in surprise. "Little Tianji is pretty agile." "Huh." Xiao Yu shook her head and explained, "That's the effect of Heaven Eye Open. Heaven Eye Open basically means receiving the ancestor's divine sense. He's basically hosting a god right now." But Yu Jiaxue circulated his mystic energy again, preparing to attack once more. Tianji quickly analyzed. Next, fire-type ranged attack is 10%. Earth-type approach followed by physical strikes is 90%. And indeed, Yu Jiaxue used the Earth-type shrinking ground step, closing the distance in an instant. Tianji did not panic at all and lifted his arm to block. He was certain he could stop this blow. But unexpectedly, he couldn't block it at all. The punch was far too strong, and sent him flying. Yu Jiaxue himself was stunned. Tianji couldn't even take a single punch. Tianji hurriedly pulled out his notebook and wrote frantically, "Next time, remember to calculate power difference too." And then he simply shut his eyes and fainted. Seeing this, Mei Yanli immediately congratulated Yu Jiaxue on his victory. Huang Luhong couldn't help praising, "This kid Jiaxue has improved quite a lot." But Yu Tianqing sighed, yet he still refuses to use Yujia's family techniques. Yu Jiaxue didn't even look at him, turning away and stepping off the stage. Wu Lingjin went up, carried Tianji on his back, and praised, "Didn't expect you to be this strong. Your Heaven's Eye mode looked really cool." Then he added helplessly, "If only my talent weren't so bad. I'd definitely learn that technique from you." Right after, Mei Yanli announced, "The second round matchups will be randomized. Whoever I call next will come up." Xiao Huahua was dumbfounded. "What? Random? Then how am I supposed to fight Wu Lingjin?" But Xiao Chunhua reassured him, "Relax. Wu Lingjin has offended more than just us." Soon Mei Yanli pulled out 2 slips and read, "This match will be Wu Lingjin versus Xiao Huahua." Hearing that, Xiao Huahua finally smiled with satisfaction. Xiao Yu immediately protested, "Why is Lingjin paired with him again? Is your random draw broken?" Mei Yanli snapped, "Nonsense. How could our Xiantian Academy ever target a new disciple?" Xiao Huahua quickly echoed, "Exactly. I believe instructor Mei would never show favoritism. Don't tell me you're scared of my strength." Wu Lingjin gestured for Xiao Yu not to argue. To enter a better class, he couldn't retreat even a step. Murong Chan was instantly mesmerized. Lingjin looks pretty handsome when he's serious. Soon, Wu Lingjin stepped onto the platform as the match prepared to start. Xiao Huahua smirked, "Didn't think you'd really show up. Good. Let's settle old grudges and new ones together." His attacks came in fiercely. Wu Lingjin immediately fell into pure evasion. But during a brief pause in Xiao Huahua's assault, Wu Lingjin's figure flickered. In an instant, he struck toward Xiao Huahua's back. His fist, big as a sandbag, was about to land. Yet Xiao Huahua didn't panic at all and instead sneered. A burst of green lotus flame exploded from him. Wu Lingjin was forced to retreat quickly from the scorching heat. Xiao Huahua showed a victorious grin. "I've completely figured out your fighting style. As long as I don't let you get close, you're helpless." With that, he poured all his power into the Qing lotus flame. The fire compressed, taking shape into 2 giant dragons, the Blue Flame Dragon Kings. Facing their combined assault, Wu Lingjin knew the heat was too intense to block with his body. Xiao Chunhua burst into laughter. To him, this was the perfect cornering. Bai Di watched the completely suppressed Wu Lingjin and frowned. "Wu Lingjin, should you reveal your demonic cultivator methods now?" Soon, Wu Lingjin was forced to the very edge of the arena. Xiao Huahua seized the chance and wildly ignited his flame again. With a roar, twin dragons dive, the 2 flame dragons twisted together and lunged toward Wu Lingjin. With nowhere left to retreat, Wu Lingjin had no choice but to respond with full power. Tianji quickly prepared to record. What move is Big Bro Lingjin going to use? Wu Lingjin suddenly clamped both hands together, shouting, "Immortal technique, chest press clamp. A technique I created from my gym workouts. Cool, huh?" Xiao Huahua sneered. "Catching my Dragon King barehanded? Not bad, but I'm not done yet." The trapped Dragon King suddenly dissolved, turning into drifting blue lotus petals. Before Wu Lingjin could react, they exploded. Xiao Huahua laughed loudly. "Let's see you catch this level of density." Wu Lingjin felt the pressure surge. He needed stronger techniques. He immediately started rapid sidesteps, blowing away the surrounding flame. Zhongma the Hahuan sect exploded. "How do you know our phantom Iron Mountain smash?" But Wu Lingjin's dodges were just fast movement, nothing like the phantom technique. Xiao Huahua was already furious, using wind pressure from moving fast to blow away my fire lotus. "Damn native." He clasped his hands. "The air around you is full of flame chi. Try escaping. Flame prison lock." The ground cracked open and slammed upward toward Wu Lingjin. Tianji was stunned. Isn't Xiao Huahua a dual metal fire spiritual root? How can he use earth spells? And no earth chi fluctuation at all? Xiao Huahua sneered. These world natives really have no brains. Don't even know elemental cycles. With the fundamentals, even 2 elements are enough for endless variations. He crouched and attacked again. This time it was still an earth spell, rock spike bombardment. Spiked boulders rained down. Xiao Huahua smirked. A bit surprising, but natives will never beat a chosen one like me. But the salt mound burying Wu Lingjin suddenly rumbled. The entire area began shaking violently. Wu Lingjin burst out using the immortal technique, super speed bench press, blowing the salt away. Xiao Huahua panicked. Impossible, Xiao Yu proudly said. These stones are nothing compared to Lingen Bro's training load. Wu Lingjin sighed. Still too light. Xiao Huahua roared, no way. No one makes me suffer losses. As a chosen one, I won't lose to some background NPC. Metal over earth. Earth births metal. 10,000-ton boulder, thunder, slash. Lightning surged onto his heavy ruler weapon. Wu Lingjin bent his body slightly, then casually used immortal technique. Rotation movement, smashing the weapon cleanly in half. Xiao Huahua stared at the broken ruler in shock. Wu Lingjin threw a punch. A terrifying shock wave blasted across the arena. But the punch did not hit Xiao Huahua's face. Wu Lingjin politely reminded, you lost. Then turned to leave the stage. But Xiao Huahua roared, stop. I won't lose like this. Elder Dan, lend me your power. Elder Dan sighed. For an entrance exam? You want this remnant soul to fight for you? But Xiao Huahua remained unwavering. If I can't even shine in the entrance exam, then what's the point of coming to this world? He used to be just an ordinary student, mocked and isolated simply for liking manga. He had imagined countless times, if only he had a protagonist cheat, he would make them all regret it. Perhaps the heavens heard him. After a sudden car accident, he was transported into a manga world and became a fallen young master of the Xiao family. But he swore he would never again be a worthless loser because he had the ring. Just like in the stories, the ring housed a powerful cultivator's remnant soul, Elder Dan. Elder Dan had been not only immensely strong, but also a master alchemist. With his guidance, Xiao Huahua quickly reached the chi refining realm. Once he gained power, the people who bullied him all met their proper consequences. He rose among the younger generation of his clan, gaining recognition and fear. He believed firmly. With a golden sheet, he was a chosen one. He could not lose to a background NPC. Seeing Xiao Huahua's obsession, Elder Dan could only sigh. He warned, the chi I saved up will only last half a stick of incense. Use it wisely and finish it fast. The moment Elder Dan's power burst out, everyone sensed Xiao Huahua's aura had transformed. Although Elder Dan once possessed nascent soul cultivation, he can now only boost Xiao Huahua to core formation. But Xiao Huahua didn't care. The true prize was Elder Dan's 5-element exotic flame. He immediately activated it, drawing on Metal Nurture's water. Violet Thunder, Water Prison, slammed directly into Wu Lingjin. Wu Lingjin instantly felt suffocated inside the water trap. Xiao Huahua laughed. No matter how strong you are, water will always drag you down. Earth begets metal, dark iron shattering spike. Wu Lingjin narrowly escaped using immortal technique, rapid frog swim. But Xiao Huahua used Water Nurture's wood, dark wood bind, to trap his legs. Bound by wooden tendrils, Wu Lingjin couldn't move freely. Xiao Huahua then bit his finger. Elder Dan roared, you fool, using blood essence? You'll cripple your foundation. But with only one move's worth of chi left, Xiao Huahua had to bet everything. He pushed the flame to the limit. Metal births water. Water births wood. Wood births fire. Fire births earth. Earth births metal. 5-element cycle. Power of mutual growth. In that instant, the primordial one chi, heaven-cleaving slash formed. Its power far exceeded what was normal for the chi refining realm. Yu Tianqing immediately deployed a barrier to protect the audience. Meanwhile, Xiao Huahua swung the heaven-cleaving slash. Roaring, "I refuse to be an invisible nobody. I will win." But Wu Lingjin stood firm, answering with equal resolve. "My reason to not lose is stronger than yours." Then Wu Lingjin used the immortal technique, normal straight punch. The heaven-cleaving slash collided with his simple punch. But that ordinary punch made Xiao Huahua's face twist in shock. The terrifying heaven-cleaving slash was shattered instantly. Even Yu Tianxing was stunned. There's no qi fluctuation at all. Can someone really produce this kind of power with pure flesh? "Who is this kid?" Elder Dan hurriedly said, "Xiao Hua." "We lost." But Xiao Huahua, unwilling to accept defeat, tried to forcefully ignite his exotic flame again. Yet Wu Lingjin suddenly flashed before him. He flicked Xiao Huahua's forehead lightly and knocked him out effortlessly. Wu Lingjin calmly added, "Sorry. I'm also a transmigrator." My Yanli nearly exploded. "How strong is this monster?" He immediately announced Wu Lingjin as the winner. Murong Chan and Xiao Yu rushed to surround Wu Lingjin excitedly. Right then, his stomach growled loudly. Hearing it, Murong Chan slipped a hand into her chest and pulled out a huge chicken leg to give him. Xiao Yu instantly blew up. "Can you not keep your storage pouch in such a weird place?" Murong Chan blushed. "But that place has the most space." Watching him eat happily, Xiao Yu swore to herself that she'd never let this green tea girl get close to her Lingon brother again. At that moment, Instructor Mei called out, urging them to leave the stage quickly. Wu Lingjin suddenly remembered something. He walked to the unconscious Xiao Huahua with a chicken leg and offered it. "You must be hungry too. Want some?" Xiao Huahua was hungry, but he still insisted he didn't need sympathy. Then he stood up and left the stage without looking back. Seeing Xiao Yu about to explode, Wu Lingjin stopped her. "He's from my hometown. Don't make things worse." Just then, Bai Di shouted, "Wu Lingjin, stop right there." Instructor Mei awkwardly said, "Miss Bai, I don't think you're in this round." But Bai Di completely ignored him. "I admit it. You do have some strength. You took down Xiao Huahua that easily. That surprised me. If they can't force out your demonic cultivator methods, then I'll do it myself." Wu Lingjin panicked. "What demonic cultivation? What are you talking about?" Bai Di turned to Instructor Mei. "I want to enter early. That's allowed, right?" She drew her sword and declared, "I don't want to waste time. Other qualifiers come up together, except Wu Lingjin." The students below instantly exploded. She's going to fight everyone alone? Does she really think being a bit stronger makes her invincible? Xiao Huahua chuckled as well. "Worthy of the woman I've set my eyes on." Opening with a challenge to everyone, Dan Lao scolded him. "The woman you like seems to have eyes only for Wu Lingjin. And you heard it just now. He seems to be a transmigrator as well. Stop dreaming about being the so-called chosen one. Cultivation requires your feet on the ground." But Xiao Huahua sneered, "On the contrary, having a fellow transmigrator as my rival only proves I am the chosen one. Just wait. I'll overcome every hardship and crush all of you beneath my feet." Yu Shinzing felt that young people should indeed have some drive. After confirming once more, Yu Shinzing decisively agreed to Bai Di's request. The match began quickly, and geniuses from every family charged onto the stage, attacking Bai Di together. But Bai Di remained calm and unleashed the sword control art. Her move, Hunter Blade Guard Dance, easily blocked their combined assault. A prodigy from the Mad Blade sect immediately used his ultimate technique, Purple Thunder Wild Blade. Bai Di wasn't afraid of brute force either. Empowered by the sword technique, her long sword expanded several fold and forcibly blocked the slash. A terrifying energy shockwave erupted. The Mad Blade sect prodigy was blown off the stage instantly. Yu Joshua watched, stunned. As expected of a #1 genius of our generation, she knocked out the Mad Blade young master in one move. Tianji exclaimed, "Swordmaster Yu Jianfeng's techniques are seriously amazing. But speaking of which, didn't you advance too? Why aren't you going up?" Yu Joshua said proudly, "This young master won't fight a battle I'm sure to lose." Bai Di fought all challengers alone. Though powerful, She was eventually forced into constant evasion. Yet her rotating sword aura still blasted away any sneak attackers. But there were simply too many challengers. It was endless. So she decisively used the sword control art to lift herself into the air. Tianji explained quickly, "This isn't a foundation stage flight technique. This is Yu Jianfeng using a flying sword for lift." Wanting to finish things quickly, Bai Di unleashed her ultimate move. With a fierce shout, countless long swords rained down from the sky. A huge portion of the challengers were instantly blasted off the field. Wu Lingjin said with envy, "So you get this strong a foundation establishment. I really want to master spiritual qi soon." At that moment, a figure stepped onto the stage. With a playful smile, he said, "Young lady, you've grown stronger again." That move immediately secured Bai Di's victory. She stared at Wu Lingjin with urgency. Then she spoke directly, "Wu Lingjin, it's time for us to settle our score." Wu Lingjin hurried onto the stage. "You just finished a battle. Don't you need a rest?" Bai Di didn't mind at all. "Dealing with those people barely cost me any strength." Yu Shenzing was also excited. "These two might be the strongest of this year. Let's see their clash." Hearing this, Huang Yuhong immediately dispatched large numbers of puppet constructs. They carried away all the injured students. Bai Di shouted urgently, "I will force out your full power in this battle and expose your demonic cultivator identity." Wu Lingjin quickly explained, "You must be mistaken. I don't even have cultivation. How could I be a demonic cultivator? Even if I were, we don't have any hatred. Why fight to the death?" Bai Di grew furious. "Not necessary. You have no idea what I've been through." Wu Lingjin froze. She seems even angrier now. Bai Di stopped wasting words and sent a soaring sword chi slash toward him. Wu Lingjin knew he absolutely couldn't take that head on. He instantly used his immortal technique, vertical high jump, and dodged with ease. But the missed sword chi suddenly surged upward, attacking him again. Wu Lingjin reacted fast and twisted his body aside. Seeing the sword chi disperse, he let out a breath. But Bai Di had already flashed behind him. "Let's see how you dodge in midair." Bai Di decisively activated the sword control art. A massive sword of spiritual qi slashed down at him. The blow sent Wu Lingjin falling off the stage. Yet he caught the blade barehanded with empty hand blade seizing. Murong Chan exclaimed in shock. "That huge sword, he grabbed it." Bai Di was completely enraged. "Damn demonic cultivator. Even this won't bring out your trump card?" She launched another attack. Countless swords rained toward him. Seeing this, Wu Lingjin took a deep breath. Immortal technique, continuous empty hand blade seizing. He caught all the swords at once. Then he crushed the swords together into a single lump and tossed it back to Bai Di, saying calmly, "You're not my match. Just concede." As soon as she said that, a fierce killing intent burst out from Bai Di's body. She spoke word by word. "I will never yield to a demonic cultivator." Wu Lingjin had completely triggered Bai Di's hatred for demon cultivators. 10 years ago, she could already sense spiritual qi and managed to draw qi into her body at age 5. Her mother believed she would become the strongest disciple of Sword Control Peak. To carry the future of her sect, Bai Di trained desperately, hoping to reach the qi refining stage early. Her father, Bai Jianren, was deeply moved by her maturity. The cultivation world was full of crises. Suffering now was better than losing one's life later. He believed Bai Di would one day become an exceptional prodigy. Bai Di trained late into the night, just one step away from breaking through. But at that moment, a demonic shadow appeared behind her. Her mother, who was bringing her snacks, happened to witness it. While Bai Di was focused on breaking through, her mother had already begun fighting the demon cultivator. Just as Bai Di succeeded in her breakthrough, she saw her mother being struck down. By the time Bai Jianren arrived, it was already too late. Bai Di's mother had died under the demon cultivator's blade. Enraged, Bai Jianren immediately subdued the demon cultivator, then unleashed one chi demon slaying slash, completely shattering him. Yet Bai Di's mother still died from blood loss. Bai Jianren handed her a long sword and said, Today is your birthday. Your mother is gone. From now on, use this sword to protect yourself. Remembering that painful past, Bai said coldly, I will never bow to a demonic cultivator. I will use this sword to kill every demon cultivator in this world. I know ordinary moves are useless against you, but don't think this is all I can do. Father warned me never to use this technique before reaching the Golden Core stage, but against a powerful demon cultivator like you, I have no choice. Qi circulates heaven and earth, sword that annihilates all demons. Seeing this, Yushenzing frowned. That sword control Peak's ultimate move for killing demon cultivators. But suddenly, Bai coughed up a mouthful of blood. Chains of mystic Qi shot out and bound Wu Ling Jin. Bai leapt into the air, and a terrifying demon-slaying slash came crashing down. Bai finally exhaled. One Qi demon-slaying slash is made to counter demon cultivators. This strike is enough to kill you. But Wu Ling Jin, completely unharmed, said, Are you done with that move? Bai panicked instantly. What level of demon cultivator are you? How are you totally fine? Wu Ling Jin snapped back. Isn't it possible that I'm not a demon cultivator? But Bai ignored him completely. It must be that something went wrong with my technique. Let me recall what Father and the manuals said. Is it because I haven't reached the Golden Core stage yet, so the technique has defects? If I had Golden Core strength, I would definitely be able to kill this demon cultivator. It's all because my strength is too weak. I must break through. I must kill every demon cultivator. Just as Bai was about to fall into inner demon corruption, Yu Tianqing suddenly appeared beside her. He spoke sternly, the match ends here. But a masked man hidden in the crowd sneered. Stopping her now is already too late. He quietly flicked out a streak of red mystic Qi and sent it straight into Baidi's body. Baidi's aura instantly changed, crimson rising around her. The rumored terrifying demon cultivator had appeared. Yu Tianqing was shocked. He never expected a demon cultivator to sneak in at this moment. He immediately ordered instructors escort the students to safety. I'll handle this demon cultivator. Before Bai could understand what was happening, the newly formed heart demon lunged straight at her. Her mind instantly replayed the scene of her mother dying at the hands of a demon cultivator. She wanted to kill every demon cultivator, but her body trembled and couldn't move. In that split second, Yu Tianqing blocked the killing blow for her. The masked man wasn't satisfied with the chaos. He signaled his summoned heart demons to attack. Countless black shadows surged beneath his feet. Seeing the horde incoming, Instructor May stepped forward, saying he would block them. With his sandbag Saint physique, he felt confident no demon could harm him. He activated his immovable Vajra technique to take all the attacks head-on. His strength stunned the surrounding students. But the sharp-eyed Xiaoyu soon spotted something. Instructor May seemed to have fainted standing up again. Yu Tianqing knew he couldn't let the students get hurt. He erupted with mystic Qi, flying upward, unleashing his ultimate technique, falling flame art. Massive fireballs rained down, wiping out a large number of heart demons. But Yu Tianqing suddenly noticed something was wrong below. One escaped demon rushed toward Bai. He knew he wouldn't make it in time. Bai sensed danger, but it was already too late. Wu Ling Jin flashed behind her and punched the heart demon away. Bai frowned. Why did you attack it? Why did you save me? Wu Ling Jin was stunned. Why can't I hit it? Is it your pet? Bai flushed. I mean, I've been targeting you, thinking you were a demon cultivator. Why would you save me? But Wu Ling Jin didn't mind at all. Whether someone is a demon cultivator or not doesn't matter. What matters is whether someone still has kindness in their heart. That's what my old man taught me, and I think he's right. I think you're a good person, so you can't just be taken out like this. Just then, two heart demons suddenly leaped up and silently attacked Wu Ling Jin. But Wu Ling Jin simply used his immortal technique, torso twist spin, and killed them instantly. Yu Tianqing was shocked. He can even defeat those things? One interesting kid. I need to hurry and wipe out the demon cultivators too. Explode for me. As soon as he spoke, countless falling boulders erupted, blasting the heart demons below. But the massive heart demon suddenly let out a furious roar. It sprang up and swung a terrifying slash toward both Bai Di and Wu Lingjin. Wu Lingjin used barehand blade, catch again, barely blocking it. But the heart demon's strength was clearly immense. Man and demon locked in a dead stalemate. Bai Di knew she had to join the battle. She leaped forward and slashed the heart demon. Her sword chi landed, instantly severing its arm. Wu Lingjin exclaimed, "I knew it. You really are a good person." But then the severed arm began releasing a crimson mist, and the poisonous fog rushed toward Bai Di. Bai Di instantly felt weak. Not good. This monster is poisonous. The severed arm's toxin was terrifying. Even a little contact made Wu Lingjin realize it was stronger than Wang Tieju's poison from before. The heart demon suddenly yanked its blade back and blitzed toward Wu Lingjin with inhuman speed. Wu Lingjin was fully paralyzed from the poison. But Bai Di suddenly rushed over, blocking the strike with her sword. She coughed blood instantly. Seeing her collapsing, Wu Lingjin grabbed her and carried her away. He asked, "You can still move? The poison doesn't affect you?" Bai Di said she wasn't sure. Maybe she had built up resistance before. But she added in despair, "Even if the poison doesn't affect me, I still can't beat this demon cultivator." Wu Lingjin froze. Demon cultivator? Demon cultivators don't look like that, do they? Meanwhile, the heart demon's severed arm grew back. It roared again, swinging wildly. It forced Wu Lingjin and Bai Di apart. Wu Lingjin panicked. "Your one-breath demon-slaying slash is super strong, right? Use it already." But Bai Di gasped, "My hands won't move." At that moment, Xiao Huahua stepped onto the arena. He sneered, as expected, "A hero like me is needed to save the beauty." Dan Lao scolded, "You'd better be careful, kid. I can't help you this time." But Xiao Huahua laughed confidently. "Bai Di, watch my performance." The heart demon entered full berserk mode. Xiao Huahua clapped his hands, quenched fire tempering, reforged the Xintian heavy ruler. A brand new heavy ruler manifested in his hand. Without hesitation, he charged the heart demon. His strike was so powerful, it easily severed the demon's arm. Wu Lingjin warned him, "Be careful. Its arm releases poison." But Xiao Huahua scoffed, "You think I don't know that?" What begets fire? Flame dragon roar. Flames erupted on the severed arm. Under his control, the flames gathered into a fire dragon and blasted toward the heart demon. The giant demon couldn't dodge and took the full hit. Xiao Huahua leaped again. Earth bursts metal, heaven-splitting, earth-opening strike. But the heart demon managed to block it with its blade. And with overwhelming force, it slapped Xiao Huahua flying. Dan Lao yelled, telling him to stay unconscious for once. But Xiao Huahua insisted he would fight to the end. Meanwhile, the heart demon swung its long blade wildly. Bai Di's expression shifted sharply. "Impossible. That's clearly a sword style from our sword-riding peak. Is this demon cultivator an insider? But I know everyone from our peak. Who the hell is he?" Seeing the heart demon attack again, Wu Lingjin rushed forward and grabbed the stunned Bai Di, taking the slash with his own body. Watching Wu Lingjin heavily injured, Bai Di finally snapped back. And Yu Tianxing exploded with fury. "Bastard! You dare harm my students inside Xintian Academy." D. As soon as he spoke, a gigantic fire avatar materialized, raising its hand and smashing down toward the heart demons below. Wherever the flame god's enormous palms swept, the heart demons were burned to ashes. But they seemed endless, still clinging to him tightly. Wu Lingjin, however, was not truly harmed. He quickly reassured, "I'm fine, just out of strength. If I hadn't been poisoned, I could have dodged that. If I can get an antibody, I should be able to detoxify myself." Hearing that, Bai Di immediately said firmly, "My blood should have the antibodies. I'll cut my wrist and let you drink it." But the heart demon gave them no chance, swinging its blade to interrupt them again. There was no time to feed Wu Lingjin blood at all. Bai Di gritted his teeth, grabbed Wu Lingjin, and kissed him directly. The moment their lips touched, Wu Lingjin felt his body lighten. Xiao Huahua saw this, and his blood pressure spiked. He fainted on the spot. Tianji immediately flipped open his notebook, scribbling like mad. As expected, my theory was right. Bai Di and Boss Ling Jin already had something going on. Xiao Yu exploded. Why are you kissing my Lingen bro? Let go of him. But at that moment, the heart demon roared and slashed toward them again. Yet Wu Ling Jin, now fully recovered, simply raised his hand and unleashed a cultivation-killing strike. The massive heart demon collapsed instantly after taking the punch. Wu Ling Jin finally let out a breath. My strength's back. Bai Di's face turned completely red. He couldn't believe that Wu Ling Jin actually looked kind of handsome. Wu Ling Jin blinked, confused. Why are you blushing? Are you badly hurt? Yu Qingqing noticed they were fine. So he increased his firepower, making the demon cultivators pay the price. Watching his followers blasted apart, the masked man remained expressionless. Yu Qingqing instantly locked onto him. So you're the mastermind? The terrifying fire avatar appeared again as soon as he spoke. It swung a massive palm toward the masked man. But to everyone's surprise, the masked man was only a substitute. Yu Qingqing cursed loudly. Damn it. What are these demon cultivators trying to do? Meanwhile, inside Xiantian Academy's scripture pavilion, a faint demonic aura seeped silently into the hall. Landing lightly, the masked man chuckled. Those righteous fools, did they really think I'd attack head-on? He tore open a rift and summoned several tiny spiders. Then gestured, go. Just find that item. The spiders scattered, crawling across every corner of the pavilion. Soon, one spider brought a manual back to him. He picked it up, laughing instantly. Something this important and Xiantian Academy didn't even bother hiding it. At that moment, a cold, indifferent voice suddenly echoed. The scripture pavilion is a forbidden zone of Xiantian Academy. Any outsider entering and causing damage will be fined 1,000 spirit stones. The masked man, seeing who arrived, sneered. Well, look who it is. The once dominant Yu Taiduo, reduced to a janitor guarding the door? Yu Taiduo replied calmly. That has nothing to do with you. I only maintain the Academy's order. Restore everything to its original state and pay the fine. The masked man laughed coldly. And if I refuse? Before he finished, Yu Taiduo had already dashed forward, shouting, Then don't blame me. In the next instant, Yu Taiduo slashed down with a broom, cutting off the masked man's arm. The force was so terrifying it even split the entire pavilion. Seeing this, Yu Qingqing instantly felt dread. Something happened at the pavilion. He ordered instructors to protect the students and rushed over. Watching him hurry off, Xiao Yu frowned. Looks like the world won't be peaceful anymore. Meanwhile, the injured masked man said flatly, talking about protecting the academy, yet you're tearing it down harder than I am. Yu Taiduo answered indifferently. Then I'll fine you another 10,000 spirit stones for reconstruction. At that moment, the severed arm burst with demonic energy. After reattaching it, the masked man said, Old man, after all these years you're still unreasonable. Yu Taiduo roared. With demon cultivators, reason is unnecessary. But this time, the masked man's arm had already demonized, blocking the broom effortlessly. He even blasted it away with ease. Then he unleashed wave after wave of demonic energy. Explosions rocked the entire pavilion. He spoke again. Feel it yet? The power I've accumulated all these years, far beyond your imagination. Remember back then? You almost killed me. I had to sacrifice my entire family just to force my strength to match yours. I managed to drive you back, but you stole half my manual. Now, I've finally gathered enough strength and recovered the missing half. Why so quiet? Realizing the gap between us is irreversible, Yu Taiduo ignored him completely. You damaged Academy property again. Fine, 20,000. The masked man erupted. Old fool. I'll settle this with you in the underworld. Yu Taiduo knew he couldn't win head-on, but he couldn't fully avoid the claws either. With no choice, he drew his sword. Old friend, I need you again. Yu Taiduo flashed forward and severed the masked man's arm once more. The sword erupted with violent, mystic energy, blasting the masked man backward. The masked man finally panicked. Damn it. Yu Tai Duo raised an ancient broken blade. Flame remnant, unsheath. The masked man froze. That blade. I thought I destroyed it. Why'd you keep that broken piece of junk? Yu Tai Duo barked. Whether flame remnant is junk or not, try it and see. He charged instantly, blade in hand. Flame remnant pierced the masked man's head. Then Yu Tai Duo sliced, taking off half the skull. As the masked man fell, Yu Tai Duo sighed. That should be the end. But the half-head sprouted countless tendrils. The masked man's body dissolved into demonic mist. Yu Tai Duo froze. What is that thing? A cold laugh sounded behind him. Old man, you really are hard to deal with. Yu Tai Duo shouted. What demonic art have you cultivated all these years? The masked man turned and fled. Today's goal is complete. Once I master this manual, I'll come back for you. Yu Tai Duo raised flame remnant. This time, I won't let you escape. The masked man sneered. You sure about chasing me? Your precious academy might get destroyed. Yu Tai Duo noticed the demonic energy behind him ready to explode. He had no time to pursue. He cut his own wrist with flame remnant, then activated, blood for blade, flames reforged, and shouted, I won't let you go. The masked man laughed wildly. Then let's see if you survive. Yu Qianxing arrived just in time to witness the demonic explosion. He called anxiously, Second uncle, I sense your energy. Are you all right? Yu Tai Duo snapped. At your age, still so reckless. If not for protecting the academy, I would have killed that bastard. Yu Qianxing supported him. Who did this to you? Yu Tai Duo spoke gravely. The great demon cultivator of ancient times, Sima Yu. Yu Qianxing's face changed instantly. The Sima Yu who massacred over 100,000 people. Back then, the Righteous Alliance sent more than 30 nascent soul experts. And over 20 died before they barely killed him. Yu Tai Duo interrupted. You see it, right? He's not cultivating ordinary demonic arts. He's using a heart demon control method. Yu Qianxing's face darkened. I knew it. Those attackers were manifested heart demons. This must never go public. I must kill Sima Yu. Yu Tai Duo stopped him. Don't waste strength. You must notify the Righteous Alliance. Sima Yu will ignite another righteous, demonic war. They must assist Xiantian Academy. As for me, I can no longer protect the academy. Also, those heart demons might self-destruct. Is the training arena safe? Yu Qianxing suddenly recalled something. He flew off urgently, shouting, There's one more left. Meanwhile, the heart demons in the arena were already subdued. Bai Di suddenly called out to Wu Lingjin. She blushed. Wu Lingjin, thank you for saving me. I admit you did save me, but I'll still investigate whether you're a demon cultivator. At that moment, a bright light burst behind Bai Di. She couldn't dodge at all. Wu Lingjin rushed forward and embraced her. His back took the explosion, but he realized he was unharmed. While the two were frozen in a romantic moment, two figures rushed over. Xiao Yu and Mu Rongchan forcibly separated them. Yu Qianxing landed in the arena. He demanded to examine Wu Lingjin. With mystical energy infused into his eyes, he saw it clearly. A heart demon seed was planted inside Wu Lingjin. He growled, Sima Yu, I won't spare you. But then he frowned and asked, You feel no discomfort at all? Wu Lingjin said no. Yu Qianxing's expression changed. A heart demon seed is fatal. How could he be fine? But he quickly reacted, suddenly excited. How could I forget this? You're an ordinary person with no spiritual root. This is great news. Yu Qianxing quietly let out a breath. With no spiritual energy, there was nothing to nourish the heart demon seed. Truly a blessing in disguise. Then Yu Qianxing rose into the air and announced, Everyone, despite some unexpected incidents, today's assessment has officially ended. Every student here will be assigned a dormitory and class based on today's performance. All arrangements have already been injected into your admission slips. Hearing that, Wu Lingjin took out his admission slip. New information appeared on it. Wu Lingjin, Class Ding, Student Number 1, Dorm 8, Male, Bed 1. Yu Qianxing once again announced, All students, Return to your assigned dormitories and prepare for tomorrow's courses. Hearing this, Xiaoyu immediately clung to Wu Lingen's arm. Lingenji, let's go to the dorm together. But Wu Lingjin looked confused. Did the dean assign you a room, too? Xiaoyu simply laughed. I'm not a student. Why would I get a room? As your protector, of course I'm sleeping with you. Wu Lingjin scratched his head. But they're supposed to be roommates. Isn't it bad for you to stay there? Before long, Wu Lingjin and Xiaoyu arrived at the dorm area. Dorm 8 was much farther away than Wu Lingjin expected. Xiaoyu was already furious. That old pervert. How dare he put Lingenji in such a remote place? Didn't he see how amazing you were during the test? Soon, Wu Lingjin found dorm 8. He noticed a light inside. His roommate must have arrived. Wu Lingjin pushed the door open and said, "Hello, I'm also assigned to dorm 8. But to his shock, Baidi appeared inside wearing nothing but a towel. Wu Lingjin immediately turned around, face burning red, and shut the door. But after checking repeatedly, he confirmed this really was dorm 8 for male students. So he began to suspect. Maybe acting as Wu Chang earlier had messed with his senses. Resolving himself, Wu Lingjin pushed the door open again and froze the next second. Baidi was indeed inside the boys' dorm. He spun around again, muttering, "Did I get hit by an illusion?" Just then, Baidi, already changed into clean clothes, pushed the door open. "No need to check. This is dorm 8. Xiaoyu exploded on the spot. "Why are you in Lingenji's room?" Baidi calmly held up her admission card. Baidi, Class A, student number 1. Dorm 8, bed number 2. Seeing their confusion, she explained, "I swapped rooms with your original roommate. He should be enjoying the deluxe single room number 1 for the girls." Wu Lingjin was stunned. "But why insist on living with me?" Baidi already had her answer prepared. "You're the first person my age who's ever defeated me. I have to learn how you grow stronger. Living with you is a small price to pay." Now, it was Wu Lingen's turn to feel awkward, considering his real age was 2,000 years. But Wu Lingjin was still hesitant. "Want to be troublesome for us to live together? Like just now?" But Baidi dismissed it. "You can live with that fox girl, so why can't you live with me? I'll just observe quietly. I won't cause you trouble." Xiaoyu jumped onto the bed. "Lingenji, don't mind her. You have class tomorrow. Come sleep. I haven't slept with Lingenji in so long. And there's nowhere else to sleep anyway." Wu Lingjin felt as if something was watching him. After seeing Baidi seemingly fall asleep, he quietly asked, "Xiaoyu, were the attackers really demon cultivators today? Their moves didn't look like my dad's at all." Xiaoyu's face changed. "Since they appeared, I no longer need to hide this from you. They're not ordinary demon cultivators, they're heart demons. And heart demons come from cultivators themselves, which makes them the greatest taboo of the cultivation world." But then she noticed Wu Lingjin stopped replying. Turns out he fell asleep while she was explaining. Xiaoyu felt that knowing too much might not be good for him anyway. She soon fell asleep as well. At that moment, the supposedly sleeping Baidi suddenly sat up, her eyes fixed tightly on Wu Lingjin. Meanwhile, on Zhengyi Peak, a high-level meeting was being held. Yu Qianqing revealed the attack on Xiantian Academy by Sima Yu. Everyone was shocked that the demons still lived, had injured Elder Yu, and even stole the sealed half of the manual. The Alliance had to protect the Academy. But Yu Qianqing interrupted. "We can still unite to exterminate demon cultivators, but something far more serious has happened. The heart demons have appeared in front of our students. Heart demons are formed from impurities shed by cultivators when breaking through heavenly limits. The stronger the cultivation, the more likely they appear. We hid this truth to maintain stability. But with Sima Yu's return, how long can we keep this secret?" The Grand Elder spoke first. "The current order must not be shaken." Shun Wei Wang, Dean of Longting Academy, agreed. "He's right. In that case, Longting Academy will help handle the heart demon issue. We are also part of the Righteous Alliance. We face hardships together." The Grand Elder nodded. "Then the task of preventing information leaks goes to Shun Wei Wang and Tianqing. The rest will search for Sima Yu and the demon cultivators." After they acknowledged, the meeting ended. Shun Wei Wang muttered, "A school so easily infiltrated. How is it worthy of being the #1 righteous academy? Longting Academy will be #1 under me. The night passed quickly. Wu Lingjin finally woke up. He felt unbelievably well rested. Then he suddenly noticed Bai Di lying in his bed. In an instant, Bai Di let out a sharp scream. "You jerk! Why are you on my bed? See how you crawled up from the floor, fuming? You scheming girl! How dare you accuse Ling Jian? You were the one who climbed onto his bed and pushed me off." Bai Di shot back immediately. "It must have been you who dragged me up there in the middle of the night." Wu Lingyan quickly said, "Isn't it possible, Bai Di, that you sleepwalked?" Bai Di stiffened and waved nervously. "Impossible. I don't sleepwalk. Forget it. It's the first day of class. We can't be late." With that, she got dressed and headed for class. At the door, she saw a crowd gathered outside the dorm. Bai Di barked, "Why are you lurking here? What do you want?" Terrified, everyone scattered instantly. Bai Di then followed after Wu Lingyan toward the classrooms. Wu Lingyan frowned. "Bai Di, you're not in my class, right? Is your classroom even in this direction?" Bai Di answered bluntly, "Students don't learn much anyway. Watching you is more useful." Soon, the three arrived at class ding. Bai Di ended up entering with them. As Tianji walked in, he gasped, "Boss Ling Jin, you're in this class?" Classes are assigned by exam results. The best go to class A. Ding class is the problem class. The weakest. Wu Lingyan instantly wilted. "So that's it. My talent really only deserves the worst class." At that moment, Instructor Mei Yanli roared, "Quiet. It's class time. Shut it." Tianji whispered, "Didn't expect Instructor Mei to be our homeroom teacher." Mei Yanli heard him and immediately chose him as an example. He flung the notebook and snapped, "No whispering during class." Unexpectedly, Wu Lingyan caught the notebook. He said innocently, "Sorry, I caught on reflex. I didn't mean to disrespect you." Mei Yanli's eyebrow twitched hard. Seeing this, Mei Yanli cursed inwardly. "First day, and he's already embarrassing me. This kid is a disaster among disasters." Then he announced, "Next, we begin your very first class at Xiantian Academy. This manual is the Righteous Alliance's unified beginner technique, Jingyi art. Follow its instructions and draw spiritual energy into your body. Jingyi art is the safest and most stable foundation technique ever developed by the Alliance. No matter what you practiced before, once you enter Xiantian, you must use Jingyi art to guide Qi. Since all of you have experience with Qi training, if you fail to draw in Qi with Jingyi art by the end of this class, you're expelled." Everyone except Wu Lingyan thought it would be effortless. Wu Lingyan, however, panicked. "What am I going to do?" Bai Di glanced at the manual and instantly drew Qi into her body with ease. Mei Yanli praised her on the spot. Seeing Wu Lingyan's panic, he smirked to himself. "No spiritual root and wants to succeed in one class? Impossible." Xiao Yu quickly comforted him. "Lingyan Ji, don't push yourself too hard." As Wu Lingyan assumed his stance, Bai Di pulled out her notebook to record him. Soon, Wu Lingyan felt something stirring inside his body. Then, he suddenly let out a loud fart. He slumped. "I knew it. I still can't feel anything." Desperate, he grabbed Bai Di's shoulders. "How do you sense Qi? Please teach me." Bai Di demonstrated patiently. "Imagine your body as a bottle and Qi as water. Feel the water flowing into the bottle." Wu Lingyan closed his eyes and tried again, seeming to sense something. But again, another fart escaped. He groaned, even after entering Xiantian Academy. "I still can't do it?" At that moment, Mei Yanli suddenly said, "Don't get too proud just because you succeeded once. See this Qi orb? It was designed by the Righteous Alliance to train students. The more Jingyi art Qi you infuse, the lighter it becomes. If you inject Qi not from Jingyi art, it becomes heavier. Your task today is to fill the Qi orb with the Qi you've absorbed." Bai Di and the others quickly grabbed the orbs. Mei Yanli muttered, "Brat, this orb won't budge with brute force alone." Wu Lingyan clenched his fists. "If I want to stay, I have to lift it." At the same time, while fixing his hair, Yu Qinxing suddenly noticed a flying vessel hovering above the academy. He hadn't expected the people from Longting Academy to arrive this fast. The one standing at the bow was none other than Shen Wang, the headmaster of Longting Academy. Yu Qianxing quickly rose onto the vessel as well. He spoke first. Headmaster Shen, you traveled so far and didn't even inform me in advance. I wasn't prepared to welcome you properly. Shen Wang replied casually, I wouldn't dare trouble you. I heard Xintian Academy was in trouble, so I came to help. Yu Qianxing chuckled, help? Yet you brought so many elites and even sent a flying vessel? Quite the grand gesture, Headmaster Shen. Shen Wang laughed loudly. If I'm helping, I must give my all. Besides, I'd like to spar with the #1 righteous academy myself. Yu Qianxing sneered, so that's your real purpose. Just as they spoke, a chi orb suddenly shot upward from the ground. In a split second, it pierced through the massive vessel. Then it crashed straight into the cockpit. Staring at the giant hole above him, Wu Lingjin felt his life flash before his eyes. Mei Yanli exploded. What on earth are you doing? Do you know how much building a classroom costs? Yu Qianxing also sensed something was wrong. Don't tell me that kid is causing trouble again. He quickly asked, Headmaster Shen, are you all right? Shen Wang answered stiffly, I'm the headmaster of Longting Academy. How could I possibly be harmed? To cover for Wu Lingjin, Yu Qianxing immediately said, this probably has nothing to do with demonic cultivators. It must be a chi orb our students stored that accidentally exploded. Shen Wang snorted angrily. Some chi orb explosion, huh? In that case, why don't we use this chi orb for a little sparring? Yu Qianxing gathered several contestants, and he announced that Wu Lingjin's group of 5 would represent the academy. But Tianji voiced his concern. I understand choosing the others. They're top performers in the grand competition. But I'm weak. I'm afraid I'll embarrass the academy. Wu Lingjin recalled his own past life. He encouraged him, don't underestimate yourself. Effort always pays off. MANHWA, however, mocked. If that were true, you'd already have awakened a spiritual root. Yu Qianxing explained, Tianji, your sky-eye ability can predict the future. It's a huge advantage in this match. But Wu Lingjin raised his own question. How exactly do we compete using a chi orb? Baidi explained, it's a 5-on-5 match. You control the chi orb and score by shooting it through the gate, suspended in the air. Neither team can directly injure the others, but they can clash using spiritual energy, so energy control is everything. Wu Lingjin instantly lost confidence. Then I'm basically useless. Yu Qianxing snapped, this match exists because of you. The match is scheduled for 3 days from now. Use this time to train well. Since this match concerns the honor of Xintian Academy, if you win, each of you will receive a golden Xintian medal. Seeing that Wu Lingjin didn't know what it was, Yu Jiaxue explained, it's the highest honor for a Xintian student. With it, you get double cultivation resources. Wu Lingjin brightened instantly. Double resources? Doesn't that greatly increase my chance of succeeding? What are we waiting for then? Let's start practicing now. But Xiaohua said coldly, I'm not interested in practicing with someone who can't even use spiritual energy. Yu Jiaxue looked bored as well. My family owns the entire academy. Double resources mean nothing to me. Baidi sighed. Ignore them. The two of us can train just fine. A chi orb can accept spiritual energy from multiple people. The more energy infused, the stronger it becomes in a match. Try it. Take the chi orb from my hand. The moment she finished speaking, Wu Lingjin lunged forward without hesitation. Baidi intended to use this to study how Wu Lingjin grew stronger. But his speed was so fast she couldn't react at all. Still, she wasn't about to let him succeed that easily. Yet Wu Lingjin accidentally grabbed the wrong ball. Baidi froze, completely forgetting to control the chi orb. Xiaohua widened his eyes in fury. Wu Lingjin even asked gently, does it hurt? Want me to rub it for you? Baidi didn't hate the feeling, but the guys nearby ruined the mood. She quickly composed herself. All right, let's move on to the next drill. Use the gate formed by my spirit, swords as the goal, and practice shooting. Wu Lingjin realized the chi orb wasn't as heavy as he expected. As long as he practiced accuracy, he could throw it easily. He precisely shot the chi orb through the gate. But with too much force, the chi orb flew into a nearby building. And once again, it struck Shen Weiwang. Shen Weiwang growled, 2 provocations in one day? You really think Longting Academy is beneath you? His disciple approached to treat his injury. Shen Weiwang barked, don't worry about me. Focus on preparing for the match in 3 days. This match carries the future of our academy. I've wagered everything against that old man. Liang Zifeng cupped his fists and vowed, I swear I will lead Longting Academy to victory. After leaving, he silently made another vow. He must not disappoint his master, no matter the cost. 3 days passed quickly. After Shen Weiwang delivered a lengthy speech, he unleashed his grand Earth divine art and created a massive Qi orb arena out of thin air. Bai Di was stunned. To build such a huge arena instantly, just how immense was his spiritual power. Right then, Yu Qianqing announced that the contestants should prepare. Both teams quickly stepped into the arena. Yu Qianqing silently prayed, hoping those little brats would finally show some results. The participants from Xintian Academy were Wu Lingjin, Yu Jiaxue, Xiao Huahua, Bai Di, and Tianji. On Dragontung Academy's side, the lineup was Zhu Shi, Li Luoying, Wan Ping, Zhen Lingyu, and Liang Zifeng. Zhen Lingyu reminded him, Senior brother, you'd better perform well this time. Let them witness Dragantung's true strength. Liang Zifeng replied with determination, I will definitely fulfill Master's long-held wish. Wan Ping grinned, relax. We've trained for today for a long time. Those Xintian guys look like a bunch of fillers, especially that Tianji. One look, and you know he's a weakling. Hearing that, Bai Di clenched her teeth. Dragontung people are way too arrogant. But Wu Lingjin said seriously, they do look well-trained. Yu Jiaxu nodded. Exactly. They're elite members raised through Dragantung's special training program, undefeated in same-age Qi orb tournaments. Xiao Huahua stayed confident. What's there to fear? I'm here. Then he shouted boldly, Dragontung, listen up. I, Xiao Huahua, will defeat you today. I swear on my Black Xian ruler. But Mei Yanli suddenly confiscated his weapon. He snapped, Qi orb matches forbid the use of any spiritual artifacts. The Longting players burst into laughter. These guys didn't even know the match rules. Then, Mei Yanli walked up to Wu Lingjin, gesturing that he couldn't carry any of those items either. After checking everyone, Mei Yanli announced, 1 hour match, a 15-minute break at halftime. More points wins. Get ready. The Qi orb match officially began. Wu Lingjin dashed out first, thinking grabbing the opening ball was key. But unexpectedly, Xiao Huahua stepped on him while trying to snatch the ball. Yet, Liang Zifeng beat them both and seized it first. He smoothly passed the ball to Wan Ping. Tianji rushed forward to block him, but Wan Ping slipped past easily and scored. Bai Di finally understood that Longting's team was no joke. She grabbed the ball and reminded them, the opponents are strong. Stop fighting among ourselves. I'll attack this time. You cover me. Bai Di believed her Qi reserves were the strongest among her peers. No one should be able to take the Qi orb from her hands. But right then, Longting suddenly formed a defensive formation. Xiao Huahua jumped high into the air and unleashed his different flames straight onto the 3 defenders. Mei Yanli immediately raised a yellow card, shouting, Xintian Academy's Xiao Huahua, malicious attack. Yellow card warning. Although Xiao Huahua committed a foul, it didn't affect Bai Di's offense. She was certain she could score. Seeing her underestimate them, Zhu Shi bit into a chunk of flesh. Then he simply stood still, waiting for her throw. But in the next instant, Zhu Shi transformed and caught the Qi orb firmly. A dark figure shot out at the same moment. He caught Zhu Shi's pass in midair and instantly sent it toward Liang Zifeng. Liang Zifeng activated his full charge posture. He rammed through Tianji and Yu Jiaxue, scoring another point. Then he burst into triumphant laughter, declaring, I'll make sure you don't score a single point. Longting Academy easily secured 2 points, and the annoyed Xiao Huahua immediately questioned it. Didn't you say no props allowed? Why is he allowed to eat openly on the field? But Mei Yanli replied that food didn't count as a prop. Murong Chan instantly regretted it. Had I known, I would have brought food for Wu Lingjin too. Everyone clearly wasn't Longting's match and got scored on repeatedly. Yu Jiaxue and Tianji couldn't defend at all. By the end of the first half, the score had already reached 0-10. The team's morale plunged into despair. Back in the lounge, Bai Di immediately snapped. What were you doing out there? Yu Jiaxue not cooperating is one thing, but Xiao Huahua even caused trouble for Ling Jin. But Yu Jiaxue and Xiao Huahua argued back with teammates this week. How am I supposed to cooperate? Their argument was overheard by the Longting players. Liang Zifeng hadn't expected Xintian Academy to be this weak. Victory seemed guaranteed. The silent Wu Lingjin suddenly spoke up. Since we can't cooperate, let's treat it as a solo match. Just lock down your assigned opponent one-on-one and wait for an opening to score. Soon the halftime break ended, and as the match was about to resume, Muron-chan hurriedly tossed all her food onto the field. Wu Lingjin rushed out and collected all of it without missing a single piece. With both teams in position, the second half officially began. Wan Ping from Longting took the serve first, but he noticed the opponents weren't moving at all. As Wan Ping sprinted backward, Yu Jiaxue clapped his hands together, unleashing the great Wild Earth dive. Wan Ping had no choice but to pass the Qi orb to Zhen Lingyu. Bai Di seized the chance and used sword form Qi to block her. Although she successfully blasted the Qi orb from Lingyu's hands, the ball fell into Li Luoying's grasp. But Xiao Huahua reacted instantly, unleashing his different flame to intercept her. Yet, Liang Zifeng still managed to snatch the ball a split second earlier. Now only Tianji was left, and he wasn't afraid at all. But unexpectedly, Tianji activated his Heaven's Eye ability. At the same moment, Wu Lingjin dashed toward the goal frame. He pressed both hands firmly onto the Qi orb, then easily knocked Liang Zifeng aside. With Tianji's Heaven's Eye prediction, Wu Lingjin dodged everyone effortlessly. Only the lizard transformed Zhu Shi remained before him. Wu Lingjin quickly gathered strength and hurled the Qi orb with full power, though Zhu Shi caught it with both hands. The overwhelming force blasted him backward. With Wu Lingjin and Tianji working together, they finally scored a point. But Longting quickly adjusted their formation. Liang Zifeng assembled an offensive formation to charge forward. But Wu Lingjin was even faster. After stealing the ball, he scattered their formation again. Even the goalkeeper Zhu Shi was knocked flying, giving them another point. With Heaven's Eye supporting him, Wu Lingjin looked like he was hacking, completely ignoring the opposing keeper. The score soon became 10-10. Shen Weiwang finally lost his composure and roared, "Idiots! Pull yourselves together." Liang Zifeng gritted his teeth. He absolutely couldn't let his teacher lose the wager. It seemed he had no choice but to use that power. He swallowed the purple object. Strange purple radiance burst from his body. He felt power surging madly inside him. Liang Zifeng snarled, "Power! I can feel the power." He knew he couldn't absorb all of it. Just a little was enough to win. With time running out, he couldn't give Xintian Academy any opening. Meanwhile, Wu Lingjin and Tianji were convinced they were about to win. After Mei Yanli served the ball, Xiao Huahua charged forward and seized the Qi orb. Unwilling to let Wu Lingjin hog the spotlight, he decided to score himself. Seeing the opponents unable to keep up, he let out a cold laugh. "Ha ha ha, they're completely spent." Wu Lingjin calmly analyzed. Longting students were weaker to begin with, and now their Qi was nearly depleted. One Xiao Huahua was enough to overwhelm them. Soon Xiao Huahua reached the goal, but Liang Zifeng suddenly unleashed the grand Earth divine art. A towering earth wall rose abruptly, blocking him. Liang Zifeng smoothly reclaimed the ball, but just as he was about to sprint, Wu Lingjin blocked him again. He decisively activated rock scale heavy armor, intending to force his way through. But unexpectedly, Wu Lingjin wasn't knocked away. He never imagined he could be stopped so easily. Realizing his strength couldn't overpower him, he quickly cast the grand Earth divine art again. As long as he shook Wu Lingjin off, no one else could stop him. But he immediately noticed he couldn't move forward. Wu Lingjin had lifted the stone pillar straight off the ground. Tianji signaled for Wu Lingjin to throw Liang Zifeng toward Longting's own goal. The next moment, Liang Zifeng slid uncontrollably toward his own goal. He knew if this continued, he would definitely score an own goal. With no choice left, he forcefully pushed his inner power again. He used the stone giant technique, drastically increasing his weight, then had the stone giant push Wu Lingjin back. He attempted to seize the opportunity to rush toward the goal. But Bai Di and Yu Jiashua charged over at the same time. They each used all their strength to block him. Yet both were easily knocked away by the stone giant. Tianji urgently warned, "Attack the stone giant. It's the only way to stop him." Wu Lingjin immediately used his immortal technique, smashing the stone giant with a full force punch. The terrifying power shattered the stone giant instantly. After landing, Liang Zifeng roared angrily, "Damn it, why do you keep getting in my way?" Wu Lingjin replied seriously, "Because I want to win." Determined to claim victory, Liang Zifeng surged forward again, driving his mystic qi. But Wu Lingjin once again stood firmly in front of him. The next second, both were blasted backward, and the qi orb shot up into the air. Wu Lingjin seized the moment, using his immortal technique to take off from the spot, aiming to secure the qi orb first. Seeing this, Liang Zifeng gritted his teeth. He absolutely could not embarrass his teacher. In an instant, a terrifying surge of demonic qi burst out of his body. Within moments, Liang Zifeng had fully entered a demonized state. He suddenly bent low. Just as Wu Lingjin caught the qi orb, Liang Zifeng flashed to his front. He swung a brutal punch straight into Wu Lingjin. The impact sent Wu Lingjin and Tianji flying. Liang Zifeng's desire to win was overwhelming. He grabbed the qi orb and charged toward the goal. But for cultivation resources, Wu Lingjin refused to concede. He rushed out again, blocking Liang Zifeng's path. He would not allow Liang Zifeng to score that final point. Liang Zifeng finally snapped. He slammed the qi orb directly into Wu Lingjin. A terrifying burst of energy exploded across the field. Yet Wu Lingjin used his body to block it entirely. Even bleeding, he refused to step back. Seeing this, Xiaoyu almost charged onto the field in anger. But Wu Lingjin shouted, "Don't come in. The match isn't over yet." He straightened his chest forcefully and seized the qi orb again. Liang Zifeng was completely stunned. He never expected Wu Lingjin to be this strong. Wu Lingjin swiftly raised his arm and hurled the qi orb viciously toward the opposing goal. Although their goalkeeper caught it, he couldn't withstand the force and was blasted away. The spectators were left jaw-dropped. Even a nascent soul cultivator couldn't release such terrifying qi. At that moment, the match officially ended. Mei Yanli announced Xiantian Academy's 11-10 victory over Longting Academy. Liang Zifeng froze, unable to believe he lost in front of his teacher. Yu Qianxing quickly warned, "Your disciple has already been consumed by inner demons." Shen Weiwang suddenly spat blood. Regretfully, he said, "I always demanded strict caution of him. How did it turn out like this?" Yu Qianxing replied meaningfully, "Perhaps you were too strict." The result was something Liang Zifeng simply couldn't accept. A far stronger demonic qi erupted violently from within him. In an instant, he stepped into the golden core stage. Yu Qianxing was stunned. A heart devil formed during his breakthrough to the golden core level. Then he's beyond saving. "Mei Yanli, I need to take care of old Shun. Go stop him now." Hearing that, Mei Yanli leapt into the arena. Without hesitation, he activated his sandbag sacred body. He stood firm, taking Liang Zifeng's punch head-on. But to everyone's shock, that single punch knocked Mei Yanli out cold. Liang Zifeng roared, "The match isn't over yet. Continue." At that moment, Xiaoyu and Murong Chan rushed in, declaring they were protecting Wu Lingjin. Seeing people coming to stop him from winning, Liang Zifeng slammed his palm onto the ground. The grand Earth Divine art instantly formed countless weapons and sent them toward the crowd. In a flash, everyone except Wu Lingjin was pinned to the ground. With all obstacles dealt with, Liang Zifeng grabbed Wu Lingjin and sneered, "Before I win, you're not allowed to stop." Zhang Lingyu hurriedly grabbed his arm, pleading, "Senior brother, it's just one loss. Don't force yourself like this." But Liang Zifeng flung her aside, shouting, "It's you useless trash that made me lose. Now that all obstacles are gone, I'll fight you one-on-one." Even though the Longtang students tried persuading him to calm down, Liang Zifeng silenced them with a glare. Then he forced Wu Lingjin to continue the match. Bai Di and the others prepared to stop him together. But Xiao Huahua hid in the shadows, unwilling to intervene, believing that only if Wu Lingjin died could he become the true chosen one. Even though Bai Di unleashed her full sword control arts, a golden core cultivator was far above what they could handle. The grand Earth Divine art kept everyone completely unable to approach, and with her weapon confiscated, she was momentarily at a loss. Bai Di had no choice but to ask Mei Yanli to return her spirit sword. But Liang Zifeng, annoyed, summoned a rock python and sent the two of them flying. Right then, Xiaoyu slipped in front of him. She cast the mental technique, Mind Charm Melody. Through spiritual transmission, she said, "You still have a chance to turn back. If you let your inner demon take over now, there will be no return. Think carefully. There are many things in this world more important. Don't lose yourself over a moment of obsession." As soon as she finished, demonic chi burst out again. Liang Zifeng roared, winning. That's the only thing that matters. He cast the Earthworks divine art again, forcing up a wall of earth that created a narrow path. Even Bai Di couldn't break through this wall, and the rock face was too tall, nowhere to climb. Liang Zifeng urged impatiently, "All the nuisances are cleared away. Continue the match, until I win." Hearing this, Wu Lingjin staggered forward and picked up the chi orb. But pain racked his body, and he dropped to his knees. Liang Zifeng sneered, "So I really did overestimate you. Since that's the case, watch quietly while I win." But Wu Lingjin said firmly, "Sorry, but I have to win this match too." Liang Zifeng didn't bother replying and cast the Hard Earth Cage. After trapping him, he snatched the chi orb. Just then, Wu Lingjin spoke. "The match between academies is already over, right? Since it's over, then I no longer have to hold back." As soon as he finished, he shot to his feet, triggering his burst shirt mode. Liang Zifeng recoiled in shock. "Impossible. Stop bluffing. Take my 1,000-arm barrage." The ground erupted as multiple stone arms shot upward, striking toward Wu Lingjin. In an instant, 10 stone fists smashed wildly at where Wu Lingjin stood. Seeing this, Liang Zifeng burst into loud laughter. "So that's all you've got? One move and you're done." But Wu Lingjin remained unscathed, his expression indifferent. "Sorry, I really don't want to waste time. Let's end this farce." With that, he forcefully broke free from the rock restraints, then unleashed a full-power immortal technique punch. Caught completely off guard, Liang Zifeng took the blow straight to the face. Even with a golden core stage cultivation, he couldn't endure it and was sent flying. His body slammed ferociously into the massive rock wall nearby. But that punch had also drained all of Wu Lingjin's strength. His body went weak, collapsing backward. It turned out he was simply starving. His legs had gone soft from hunger. Morong-chan hurried over and pulled out a big chicken drumstick, then shoved it crazily into Wu Lingjin's mouth. Bai Di never expected the headmaster's direct disciple from Longting Academy to be taken over by a demonic cultivator. Mei Yanli suddenly appeared beside the three, comforting them. "With this instructor here, even a demon cultivator is nothing to fear." He glanced at the unconscious Liang Zifeng. "Don't think a sneak attack on me makes you impressive." No sooner had he spoken than Liang Zifeng suddenly sprang up from the ground. But Mei Yanli easily blocked him. Unexpectedly, Liang Zifeng felt his stomach churn and vomited all over Mei Yanli's face. Furious, Mei Yanli punched him straight back into the distance. The moment Liang Zifeng hit the ground, that strange crystal suddenly grew limbs and tried to escape. but Xiaoyu flashed forward and grabbed it. She frowned. As expected, another artificially induced heart demon, then burned the crystal to ashes on the spot. Seeing Liang Zifeng return to normal, Zhen Lingyu hurried over to help him up. Shen Weiwang also descended from the high platform. Seeing this, Zhen Lingyu hurriedly urged, "Master, you came just in time. Please treat senior brother quickly." But Shen Weiwang simply stood silently at the side, then asked sternly, "Why did you do this?" Liang Zifeng answered bluntly, "I didn't want to lose, and I didn't want to disappoint you. Even if I can't turn back, I still don't want to see you lose the wager." Hearing this, Shen Weiwang let out a long sigh. There's a reason Longting Academy has always lagged behind Xiantian Academy. Take Zhen Lingyu away. After speaking, he used the grand earthworks technique to condense a massive sword. He asked again, "We are master and disciple. Tell me who gave you that thing, and I'll make it quick for you." Liang Zifeng immediately confessed, "That person wore a mask. I don't know who he was, but he said the pill could instantly enhance my strength." Yu Qianxing spoke up immediately. "That must have been Sima Yu." Shen Weiwang said bleakly, "I mocked your academy for having problems, yet my own disciple was infiltrated by demonic cultivators long ago. In the next life, I'll teach you properly." At that critical instant, a pair of hands suddenly caught the massive sword. Seeing Wu Lingjin catch his weapon barehanded, Shen Weiwang exclaimed in shock, "You can withstand my full power strike? What kind of monster is Xiantian Academy raising?" Wu Lingjin gave an awkward laugh. "Sorry, I got emotional and rushed in to stop you." Shen Weiwang snapped. "He turned into a demonic cultivator and even wanted to kill you. You don't exactly have a reason to stop me, do you?" But Wu Lingjin replied sincerely, "Even if he's demonized, all he wanted was to compete with me and not disappoint his master. He didn't actually try to hurt anyone. Killing him just because his desire to win is strong feels a bit excessive." Hearing this, Shen Weiwang sighed. "This time, I've lost completely. A wager is a wager. From today on, Longting Academy is a branch campus of Xiantian Academy. As for this demonic cultivator, your academy can deal with him yourselves." Yu Qianxing patted his shoulder, then slapped him. "You're just dumping the hot potato on me." Yu Qianxing thought to himself, adding Liang Zifeng, "There are now 3 unstable elements in the academy. Is the rise of heart demons truly unstoppable?" Then he spoke sternly, "Since Longting is now a branch of Xiantian Academy, you must follow my orders. My first command, relocate the entire Longting Academy to Xiantian Academy." Yu Qianxing issued an order to relocate Longting Academy entirely to Xiantian Academy. Shen Weiwang was confused, unsure of what Yu Qianxing intended to do. Yu Qianxing explained, "The reason for bringing you here is naturally to monitor all those affected by inner demons. If we don't tighten control, the future disciples of the righteous path may be completely infiltrated by demonic cultivators. Keeping everyone under our watch is the best option for now." Meanwhile, Xiaoyu had already arrived outside to claim her reward. She kicked the door open and shouted, "Old man Yu Qianxing, where's our reward?" That kick sent Yu Qianxing crashing to the ground. Wu Lingjin rushed forward to help him up, but Xiaoyu urged impatiently, "Hurry up and hand over the reward. Don't tell me you forgot. Winning the match means we get the golden medal." Wu Lingjin added shyly, "I heard the golden medal could be exchanged for anything. Can I trade mine for extra training resources?" Hearing that, Yu Qianxing instantly grew worried. If I give him too many resources and trigger his inner demon, it'll be bad. So he sighed, "I can agree to the request, but after the demonic attack, the academy has no extra spirit stones left. If you really want spirit stones, Longting and our academy did discover a large spirit stone mine recently. But the place is crawling with beasts. Every disciple we sent to mine there died. So, the situation's that serious. Shouldn't you reconsider? Maybe choose another reward?" When the two suddenly turned to leave, Yu Qianxing froze. "You're leaving without choosing something else?" Wu Lingjin grinned. "No need. We're going to mine right now." Yu Qianxing panicked. "That mine is full of beasts. and demonic cultivators love subduing them. Think carefully. Suddenly, Bai Di kicked the door open and cut him off. No need to think. Since demonic cultivators are drawn there, we must wipe them out. They provoke the righteous path again and again. This time, we eradicate them. Don't you agree? Why isn't Dean Yu answering me? Wu Ling Jin whispered awkwardly. You're standing on him. Yu Qinqing stood up roaring. I just fixed that door and you broke it again. Mining on your own is too dangerous. I disagree. Just then, Shen Weiwang patted him on the shoulder. Speaking softly, he said, actually, letting them go might not be a bad idea. Yu Qinqing protested. They all carry inner demon seeds. Sending them there is like feeding them to demonic cultivators. Shen Weiwang offered a plan. Since demonic cultivators are targeting them, let's use that to our advantage. Let these kids act as bait. Draw out Sima Yu and capture him in one strike. This is the newest teleportation compass we developed. If there's danger, we can teleport a team over immediately. Hearing that, Yu Qinqing pulled out several compasses. Since you insist on exploring the Spirit Stone vein, keep these on you. If you encounter demonic cultivators, contact us at once. After receiving the compasses, Bai Di cheered. Let's head out and slay those demons right now. Yu Qinqing still looked uneasy. Letting only these 3 kids go feels too dangerous. But Shen Weiwang signaled, relax. I'll send people along. The ones sent over were Liang Zifeng and Zheng Lingyu. Bai Di immediately frowned. Why do we have to collect spirit stones with them? Acting together with people who were controlled by demonic cultivators. I don't feel safe at all. Xiao Yu quietly complained. Weren't you controlled before too? Liang Zifeng suddenly spoke earnestly. I lost my mind back then. That's why Shifu wants me to atone with merit this time. Especially what I did to Wu Lingjin earlier. I'm really sorry. Wu Lingjin remained silent. Liang Zifeng lowered his head. I knew it. You wouldn't forgive me that easily. Unexpectedly, Wu Lingjin suddenly vomited all over the ground. Sorry, I get motion sickness, he said weakly. Because of motion sickness, Wu Lingjin kept throwing up nonstop. Zheng Lingyu was baffled. You're a cultivator. How can you get carsick? Wu Lingjin obviously couldn't say it was a side effect of transmigrating. So he forced a smile. It's just me. How about I run behind the carriage instead? Hearing that, everyone boarded the carriage again, while Wu Lingjin followed on foot. Zheng Lingyu scoffed. People from Xintian Academy really love bragging, huh? This carriage is pulled by 1,000 gallop spirit horses. Even nascent soul stage cultivators may not keep up. And he says he'll run behind it? Isn't that just empty talk? But when she looked back, she was stunned to see Wu Lingjin actually keeping pace with the carriage. Xiao Yu proudly said, Linggenji's physical strength isn't something you can imagine. Bai Di muttered, so Wu Lingjin is this strong because he trains like this every day? With that thought, Bai Di jumped off the carriage. I'm going to train this way too. She felt that if she trained like Wu Lingjin, she could eventually gain terrifying strength as well. But after running only a short while, Bai Di was already gasping for air. Wu Lingjin quickly reminded her, maybe you should get back on the carriage? Zheng Lingyu teased, I don't mind you running after him, but at this pace, we won't reach the mine even in a month. Bai Di nearly broke down. I'm the greatest genius in Sword Edge Peak's history. How can I not train like Wu Lingjin? Wu Lingjin suddenly said, if you really want to run with me, I actually have a solution. If I lift the whole carriage like this, the speed will slow down. Then running behind it won't be so hard for you. Bai Di's heart fluttered. He's thinking about my feelings. He even thought of something like this. But Wu Lingjin immediately cut her off. Why are you spacing out? Hurry up and follow me. Hearing that, Bai Di instantly sped up. A little hardship wouldn't stop her from getting stronger. Wu Lingjin even praised her. That's it. Keep the rhythm. You've got real talent for training. And so, they kept running nonstop. But Wu Lingjin failed to notice that he had already entered the road leading into Flowing Water Town. After running for a long time, Wu Lingjin suddenly heard someone shouting for him to stop. He immediately looked at Bai Di, but Bai Di insisted she could still keep running. But Zheng Lingyu couldn't take it anymore. You two are fine. We already threw up food from 2 days ago. Seeing this, Wu Lingjin quickly put the carriage down. After catching his breath, Liang Zifeng immediately suggested finding an inn to rest. Zhang Lingyu took out a map and said while walking, at our speed, there should be a town nearby. If we didn't take a wrong turn, we should be in Floating Cloud City now. But what appeared ahead was Flowing Water Town. Zhang Lingyu broke down instantly. What? We went the wrong way. Wu Lingjin exclaimed. It must have been that fork in the road earlier. Liang Zifeng didn't dwell on it and decided to find an inn first. After locating one, he decisively asked for 2 rooms. As the attendant led the way, Wu Lingjin waved. We'll go rest first. See you tomorrow. But Liang Zifeng stopped him. Hold on. Shouldn't the rooms be divided by gender? Why are you going upstairs with them? Wu Lingjin said helplessly, because the 3 of us already live together. Liang Zifeng and Zhang Lingyu were stunned. They had no clue what kind of relationship the 3 of them had. Once inside the room, Wu Lingjin took out a big chicken leg. Senior Sister Morong gave me these. Want some? Since Bai Di wasn't hungry, he ate the chicken leg while continuing his training. But suddenly Bai Di spoke up. So the way you get stronger is really just this training? Wu Lingjin could only answer helplessly. Maybe my physique is a bit special. But Bai Di bowed seriously. No matter what, I won't give up any chance to get stronger. Please teach me your method. Wu Lingjin sighed. Don't be like that. They're just simple workout moves. Learning them isn't hard. Sticking with them is. Then he tossed his dumbbell over for Bai Di to catch. But the moment she held it, she realized she couldn't lift it at all. Her expression collapsed. Why is it so heavy? You really use weights like this for training? Wu Lingjin proudly said, of course not. Mine are even heavier. If it's too heavy, forget it. My training method probably isn't something you can learn anyway. But Bai Di struggled to lift the dumbbell and said firmly, I won't let myself fall behind again, no matter in what aspect. See, for a genius like me, there's nothing I can't learn. Wu Lingjin praised her immediately. Not bad. It's a set of 20. You still have 19 more. Bai Di instantly despaired. Is there really no way for me to get stronger any faster? Wu Lingjin asked curiously, You're already strong enough. Why are you still so desperate to get stronger? Bai Di grit her teeth and said, Actually, my mother died at the hands of a demon cultivator, and it was the same one that appeared on the dueling platform that day. Hearing this, Wu Lingjin quickly whispered to Xiaoyu, but I remember the one on the stage wasn't a real demon cultivator. It was her own heart devil, right? Wu Lingjin was completely stunned. Doesn't that mean the one who killed her mother was her own heart devil? He immediately apologized. Sorry, I brought up something painful. But Bai Di replied firmly, It's fine. It's been a long time. Since that day, I swore I would use this sword to slay every demon cultivator in this world. I once believed my talent was enough to achieve that goal. But after meeting you, I realized there are always people stronger than me. If I can't even defeat someone my own age, how can I possibly defeat demon cultivators everywhere? And I can't shake the feeling that demon cultivator will appear again. Seeing this, Wu Lingjin turned away. Then keep training and get stronger. We're going to rest. As soon as Bai Di began lifting weights desperately, Xiaoyu whispered, Lingjin, she's chasing the wrong target. Her mother was killed by her own heart devil. Wu Lingjin quickly signaled her to quiet down. Don't let Bai Di hear that. If she learns she caused her own mother's death, it'll crush her. The 2 of them then lay down to rest. But Bai Di kept pushing through the pain. She had already lifted 19 reps. Seeing she was about to reach her goal, she grew excited. Yet at that moment, her obsession triggered her heart devil again. She didn't notice it and kept training desperately. But Xiaoyu immediately sensed demonic energy in the room. She got up and warned, Lingjin, wake up. It's the heart devil. Wu Lingjin panicked. Why is there another heart devil? Don't tell me Sima you came again? Xiaoyu cut to the point. No, it's just that Bai Di's obsession with getting stronger is too intense. We have to tell her the truth now, or she'll be completely blinded by her obsession. But Wu Lingjin stopped her. Wait, that would be too cruel for her. Let me deal with her heart devil instead. Hearing this, Xiaoyu could only sigh quietly. Lingjin is always trying to play the good guy. The heart demon spotted the two and immediately struck with a raised hand. But Wu Lingjin dodged effortlessly. Then he lifted his leg and delivered a full power kick straight to the heart demon's face. The overwhelming force blasted through the entire inn. Seeing the massive hole smashed into the building, he immediately regretted it. Oops, went too hard. This is going to cost a fortune. Liang Zifeng, who lived right below him, was completely furious. Can someone explain what the hell is going on? But the heart demon wasn't taken down that easily. Wu Lingjin quickly signaled the innkeeper to run. But at that moment, the heart demon charged at him again. Unexpectedly, a wall of earth rose from the ground, blocking the attack. It was Liang Zifeng, making it just in time. Shocked by the heart demon's appearance, he demanded, "Can you please tell me what is happening here?" But the heart demon unleashed the sword control technique. Countless demonic swords formed and slashed toward everyone. Seeing this, Wu Lingjin shouted, "No time to explain. Use the great earth-crafting divine technique to protect everyone." Knowing how dangerous demonic cultivators were, Liang Zifeng immediately cast a massive pyramid sealing technique to restrain the heart demon. This is the strongest sealing technique he can use right now. Even a golden core stage cultivator would struggle to break it. But Wu Lingjin cracked. "Nice defense, but why did you seal me inside with him?" Xiao Yu quickly stepped up to persuade him. "Lingjin, with your strength you can break out easily. Just come out." But Wu Lingjin firmly refused. "No, if I break the seal, the heart demon will hurt even more people. So I'll end this myself." Enraged, the heart demon released a surge of demonic qi. Countless streams of demonic energy wrapped around Wu Lingjin, but he remained calm and grabbed all the energy with both hands. Then he activated his immortal technique, super speed jump rope. He sneered, "Weren't you just saying you wanted to train with me?" Hearing this, the furious heart demon lunged at him. But the super speed jump rope smacked repeatedly against the heart demon's body. In seconds, the ropes of demonic qi wrapped tightly around it. But the heart demon suddenly raised a massive hand and slashed a blade of demonic energy at him. Wu Lingjin's spinning immortal technique dodged it easily. Luckily, he moved fast. Taking that hit would have hurt a lot. Unexpectedly, the demonic energy shattered part of the sealing tower. Wu Lingjin cracked again. "Didn't you say the seal was hard to break?" Liang Zifeng sighed helplessly. "This demonic cultivator is definitely above golden core stage. Don't worry, I'm a master successor. I can patch this up fast." Then he activated the great earth-crafting divine technique, putty patching art. In the next second, the massive gap was completely filled, but the excess putty splattered directly onto Wu Lingjin. But before he could even complain, the heart demon had already rushed at him again. With a sharp swing of its arm, another surge of demonic qi blasted out. He had no time to dodge, so he caught it barehanded. Then he exerted force and flung the demonic blade aside. The heart demon crashed into the ceiling tower again, blasting another crater into it. Liang Zifeng, helpless, could only pour more qi to patch the gap. But after just a moment, he could barely stay standing. He didn't expect a few uses of the great earth-crafting divine technique to drain him dry. Zhenling Yu panicked. "Can you stop letting that monster destroy things? Senior brother's qi is dropping too fast." Wu Lingjin froze. He couldn't destroy the seal and let the heart demon harm innocents. But he couldn't strike too hard either, or he might hurt by D. What on earth should I do? With no other choice, he used his body to take the heart demon's blow head-on. Xiao Yu shouted anxiously, "Lingjin, since it's a heart demon, you can deal with it. Don't forget who you are." Wu Lingjin stiffened. "Who I am? I'm a demon, okay?" He sighed, saying I'm from Xintian Academy isn't going to scare it. Xiao Yu had to remind him by sound transmission, "Lingjin, you're the young master of the demon sect. If you seal the heart demon inside yourself, this ends right now." But Wu Lingjin hesitated. "But I've never practiced demonic arts. Can I really suppress it?" Xiao Yu told him to trust his bloodline. Seeing no other way, Wu Lingjin decided to risk it. After dodging the heart demon's sweeping blade chi, he launched himself forward with a burst start. But that kick opened another breach in the ceiling tower. Xiaoyu immediately transformed into a three-tailed fox and slipped through the breach into the tower. She wanted to help him seal the heart demon, but she found Wu Lingjin being completely overpowered. She rushed in and grabbed him. "Lingjin, how are you getting hurt by this?" Wu Lingjin sighed helplessly. "If I go all out, I'll hurt by D." Xiaoyu grew annoyed and charged straight at the heart demon to separate them. The moment she moved, she unleashed Spirit Fox Phantom. But the heart demon raised a demonic chi shield and blocked her attack. Xiaoyu had no choice but to signal him to break the shield. Wu Lingjin rushed straight to it. He grabbed the shield with both hands and lifted it clean off the ground. Taking that chance, Xiaoyu sent Spirit Fox Phantom to Bai Di, wrapping tightly around her body. Then she shouted, "Lingjin!" Together, Wu Lingjin understood instantly and raised the shield high. As the heart demon was flung back by the force, Xiaoyu pulled Bai Di free. Wu Lingjin turned back and said, "I'll handle the heart demon. Keep Bai Di safe." With no restraints left, he fired off a high-speed spiral ascent and slammed the heart demon onto the top of the tower. With Bai Di out of danger, he could finally go all out. He stomped down and launched upward, striking straight at the heart demon. But unexpectedly, the heart demon suddenly unleashed sky-splitting slash. Seeing this, Xiaoyu quickly shouted, "Lingjin, be careful. You have to get close. Only then can you seal it with your demonic body." But neither of them noticed that Bai Di actually woke up at that moment. Wu Lingjin had already gathered all his strength and unleashed one force breaks all. With just a single punch, he blew a hole straight through the heart demon's body. Even the supposedly unbreakable ceiling tower shattered under the shockwave. Xiaoyu hurriedly yelled, "Lingjin, seal it now." Hearing this, Wu Lingjin grabbed all the demonic energy around him, then used the kneading dough technique to mash it together. After kneading the heart demon into the size of a bread bun, he shoved it directly into his mouth and swallowed it. After finishing, Wu Lingjin looked confused. "I guess that's how you seal it? But it tastes weird." But at that moment, a sharp sword was suddenly pressed against his neck. It was Bai Di, who had just regained consciousness. With a stern expression, she demanded, "Wu Lingjin, you're a demon cultivator, aren't you?" Faced with her accusation, Wu Lingjin panicked. "What nonsense are you talking about? I'm just a newbie with no spiritual root. How could I be related to demon cultivators?" But Bai Di snapped, "Don't lie to me. Even though I was controlled earlier, I was still conscious. I heard everything you and that fox spirit said. You're clearly the young master of the demonic sect. Now I finally understand why I could never train like you. Because all of that was demon cultivation technique, wasn't it? You knew I hated demon cultivators the most, yet you hid it and toyed with me. Was that fun to you?" As expected, cultivators of the demonic path are all the same. Monsters who only bring pain. I'll end your life myself. Although Wu Lingjin dodged that strike, Bai Di wouldn't listen to anything and kept swinging her sword at him wildly. Seeing she couldn't land a hit at all, Bai Di decisively unleashed the Heartless Slash from the Intense Storage sword art. The cramped space made it impossible for Wu Lingjin to dodge, so he had no choice but to retreat upward first. He immediately used the Flower Hand helicopter rise and shot into the air. He was just about to escape through the gap when it was suddenly sealed shut. With the exit blocked, Wu Lingjin could only drop back down helplessly. But Bai Di once again slashed down with a Heartless Slash. With no other option, Wu Lingjin used Barehand Blade Catch to block it head-on. But to his shock, his arm began turning pitch black. Bai Di laughed. "The Heartless Slash is the embodiment of my resolve. My despair will spread through this blade into everything it touches." Wu Lingjin felt his arm growing weak. Knowing he couldn't keep this up, he grabbed Bai Di and hurled her upward. She crashed into the tower's roof with explosive force. The freshly repaired roof shattered again. Wu Lingjin didn't even get to catch his breath. Bai Di charged back at him. Her sword came down, stabbing Wu Lingjin into the ground. She yanked the blade out coldly. Tears welled in her eyes as she said, "You did take care of me. But sorry, demonic cultivators deserve death." She thrust the sword toward his neck. At that moment, a foxtail appeared out of nowhere and blocked the fatal blow. Bai Di snorted. "You again, a fox spirit who sides with a demon. You're no better." Before she finished, Xiaoyu shot forward and slapped her across the face. Then her foxtail wrapped tightly around Bai Di's neck. Xiaoyu yelled furiously, "Ling Jin might be a demon, but he's kind. He's always helped you. What right do you have to hurt him?" Bai Di let out a mocking laugh. "A kind demon? If demons were kind, how could my mother have died? I should have realized it sooner. Ever since you showed up, the demon who killed my mother appeared too. You're definitely connected to that demon." Xiaoyu suddenly shouted, "Enough! Your mother was killed by your own heart demon." Bai Di froze. Then she screamed, "Impossible! I saw her killed by a demon with my own eyes." "You're lying to me." But Xiaoyu revealed the truth directly. "I'm not lying. To be precise, it was the heart demon created during your breakthrough that killed your mother." Seeing Bai Di didn't believe her, Xiaoyu snapped, "I'm not fooling you. When a cultivator breaks through, there's always a chance of forming a heart demon. The stronger the talent, the higher the chance. When you were young, your obsession during the breakthrough must have been too strong, and that's what triggered the heart demon that killed your mother. The so-called clash between righteous and demonic paths is actually just how they deal with heart demons. The demonic path tries to control them, while the righteous path cuts them down. What's wrong has never been the cultivation method. It's the person." Bai Di froze completely. Wu Lingjin hurriedly asked, "Bai Di, are you okay?" But Bai Di gritted her teeth. "I can't defeat you, and I don't know if you're telling the truth. At least I won't die in a demon cultivator's hands. Mother, I don't know if this counts as revenge." With that, she suddenly tightened her grip. A splash of tomato sauce burst out. Bai Di chose to kill herself. But to her shock, nothing happened to her. She shouted, "Wu Lingjin, let go. Are you even stopping me from dying? Are you toying with me?" Wu Lingjin said firmly, "I'm not toying with you. I just want you to know, righteous or demonic, whatever your identity, life only comes once. Even if life isn't ideal, making it better is the meaning of our existence." Xiaoyu added, "And you must have noticed, right? Ever since Sima Yu appeared, your heart demon started spiraling out of control. Instead of giving up and trying to end everything, why not find the real culprit and make him pay?" Bai Di clenched her teeth. "Pretty words. You're demon cultivators. Why should I trust you?" Xiaoyu rolled her eyes. "Just look at Ling Jin. Does he look like someone who schemes?" Bai Di instantly nodded. "True. He's stupid, his behavior is weird, and whatever he tries always backfires. Maybe it's because he's such an idiot that I can't blame everything on him. But still, you're not a good person to me. You even bent the sword my father gave me. Do you know how expensive it is?" Hearing that, Wu Lingjin immediately tried to bend the spirit sword back. Bai Di was stunned. Can a sword really be fixed by hand? Then she realized she couldn't retract it at all, because Wu Lingjin had pulled too hard earlier, making the sword even longer. Bai Di sighed helplessly. "You're clearly a demon cultivator. How did you even dare enter Xintian Academy? Aren't you afraid of being exposed and killed?" Wu Lingjin replied seriously, "Of course I'm afraid. But my father and uncles are sealed. Only someone with tribulation stage strength can break the seal. I don't have a spirit root, so I rely on completing tasks given by the dean to earn cultivation resources." Bai Di immediately pointed out, "Even with resources, without a spirit root, you can't reach the tribulation stage. Spirit roots are innate. Even with my top-tier sword spirit root, I can't guarantee when I'll reach the tribulation stage. You definitely can't." Wu Lingjin fell into despair. "So I really can't save my father and the others?" Xiaoyu suddenly said, "Since everything's on the table now, I've got a solution. Lingjin, you need tribulation stage power to break the seal, right? Bai Di, you want to grow stronger and avenge your mother, right? Then Lingjin just needs to keep providing Bai Di with resources so she can break through faster. Once she reaches the tribulation stage, she can help you break the seal." Wu Lingjin instantly perked up. "Xiaoyu, are you a genius?" "Bai Di, What do you think of this idea? Bai Di coughed lightly and nodded. I'll reluctantly trust you once. At that moment, loud rumbling came from the top of the ceiling tower. Liang Zifeng's spiritual energy was exhausted. He couldn't hold on anymore. Scene shift. Mei Yanli of Xiantian Academy rushed anxiously into Yu Tianqing's office. He spoke anxiously. The demonic cultivators have already taken over the mine. The one leading them is still Sima Yu. They attacked while our guard was thin, and the disciples protecting the mine have been completely wiped out. Hearing this, Yu Tianqing panicked. Why does it have to be now? If that girl from Sword Peak gets hurt, that sword maniac will definitely come after me. This is no longer a small demonic disturbance. We must strike hard. Saying that, he activated the long-range communication array. Then he said sternly, I'm going to use the group teleportation array right now. Sima Yu has already begun devouring the assets of the Righteous Alliance. If we don't act together, things will develop just like tens of thousands of years ago. So I already have a plan. A full teleportation array takes too long and consumes too much. We'll cut the cost and time, send a portion of our best disciples under nascent soul over to stabilize the situation first. Everyone was puzzled. For a single spirit mine, do we really need to go this far? Yu Tianqing sighed helplessly. That sword maniac's daughter is also in the mine. If something happens to her, I can't guarantee what he'll do. Hearing this, everyone immediately agreed to send their best disciples. Yu Tianqing nodded and continued, I know you still have doubts, but to prove that our academy is determined to eradicate demonic cultivators, I will send my own grandson, Yu Jiaxue, to support the mission. But Yu Jiaxue had no idea about any of this. The moment he entered the office, he plopped straight into a chair. Although displeased with his attitude, Yu Tianqing began to plead, the future of the entire cultivation world rests on your shoulders. Yu Jiaxue refused instantly. Do you still think I'm a child? Ever since I can remember, every day was filled with your lies. Back then, all I wanted was to cultivate hard and help you protect the cultivation world. But all my efforts only brought me news of my father's death. I don't want the Righteous Alliance's power. I only want my father. I'm not as great as you or my father. I don't want to throw my life away for the cultivation world. Seeing soft words fail, Yu Tianqing switched to force. Whether you like it or not, you carry the Yu family's blood. You must shoulder this responsibility. Meanwhile, Xiao Huahua didn't expect Wu Lingjin to be living together with Bai Di. He definitely couldn't let the heroine he pre-claimed live with some random guy, so he decided to exchange his medal for the right to live with Bai Di. But when he reached the principal's office, he saw instructor Mei standing outside. As soon as he entered, he heard Yu Tianqing shouting, Our Yu family must be an example of righteousness. You must complete this mission to eradicate the demonic cultivators and protect Bai Di. No one hopes for your safe return more than your grandfather. Meanwhile, at the mine, now occupied by demonic cultivators, a sudden portal appeared in the sky. Xiao Huahua dropped out of it and froze. Why is the teleportation array dropping me in the air? Yu Jiaxue calmly used the earth-driving carriage technique. He successfully created a landing platform, but he still failed to catch Xiao Huahua. Before Xiao Huahua could get angry, he realized the area ahead was packed with demonic cultivators. He immediately wanted to turn around and escape. But Yu Jiaxue said, Don't you like Bai Di? She's inside this spirit mine. If we don't save her, she may be killed by the demonic cultivators. Hearing this, Xiao Huahua instantly changed his mind. He felt this was his chance to heroically save the beauty and make Bai Di join his harem. And at that moment, Bai Di sneezed. Wu Lingjin quickly asked whether she was okay. Bai Di secretly wondered, he keeps helping me without complaint, could he like me? But Wu Lingjin urged, if you're fine, hurry and get out. This thing is heavy. After Bai Di crawled out, he tossed the stones above his head aside. After much trouble, the two finally escaped. Seeing dawn break, Xiao Yu said, We've been fighting all night. Time to get moving again. Liang Zifeng couldn't understand why demonic cultivators had infiltrated. Bai Di was about to explain when Wu Lingjin covered her mouth and said, It was all done by that masked demonic cultivator. Then he whispered, Your heart demon won't appear again. Don't mention its connection to you. Bai Di smiled. You're better than I thought. Wu Lingjin quickly changed the subject. It's already morning. If you want to rest, sleep in the carriage. He was full of confidence. More cultivation resources for Bai Di meant rescuing his father sooner. But just as they were about to leave, the innkeeper blocked them. You can't leave until you pay for my inn. Wu Lingjin had no choice but to repair it. But he was immediately drop-kicked by the innkeeper. The innkeeper yelled at the collapsing building, "How am I supposed to run business with your repair job?" Then collapsed again the next second. While Wu Lingjin was completely stuck, Liang Zifeng stood forward. He used the grand earthworks technique on the ruins. A brand new, majestic, and instantly rose from the ground. Only then did the innkeeper allow them to leave. Suddenly, it began to rain. Liang Zifeng urged everyone to hurry on the road. But before they got far, the innkeeper came chasing with a mob. They even threw weapons at them. The grand earthworks had melted completely under the rain. To finish the mission quickly, Wu Lingjin simply carried the carriage and sprinted. "We'll pay you back someday," he shouted. Meanwhile, outside the Spirit Stone mine, Xiao Huahua and Yu Jiaxue were surrounded by demonic cultivators. Even after slaughtering countless enemies, they were still at a disadvantage. Xiao Huahua could only force more energy to fight. "I killed so many demonic cultivators. Elder Dan should have awakened by now, right?" But Elder Dan told him not to disturb him. The demonic cultivators clearly weren't giving them room to breathe. Xiao Huahua grew more irritated as he fought. He yelled, "Aren't you the dean's grandson? Tell your grandpa to send reinforcements." Yu Jiaxue said coldly, "He won't care about me, just like he didn't care about my father." Xiao Huahua completely snapped. "A chosen child of destiny like me. How could I possibly die in a place like this? A child of destiny cannot fall here. I'll go first. The small fry here are all yours. When I ascend one day, I'll come back to honor your memory." Yu Jiaxue was shocked. "You're running the wrong way. That's the deeper section of the mine." Yu Jiaxue knew Earth-type spells could not deal direct damage. Was he really going to use the one method he hated most to save himself? But at that moment, a bolt of heavenly lightning struck down, blasting a demon cultivator. Yu Jiaxue looked up and saw a portal open in the sky as two figures stepped out. A man and a woman, Xian Mingling of the Tianlu sect and Huang Chengcheng, prodigy of the Mechanism Pavilion. Xian Mingling proudly announced his title, but Yu Jiaxue said he had never heard of him. Xian Mingling descended with arrogance. "Seems I need to make you remember me properly." He swiftly pulled out a talisman, then tossed it casually into the air. The talisman exploded, transforming into a rain of swords. The sword rain blasted the demon cultivators violently. Xian Mingling smirked. "Remember this well. That is my true power." Yu Jiaxue was stunned by his overwhelming strength. Xian Mingling asked, "We received orders from the Righteous Alliance. Demon cultivators are causing trouble here, and they've taken Sword Maniac's daughter." Yu Jiaxue pointed at the cave. "Yes, my companion went in ahead. Follow if you want to help. I was forced here by the old man. I don't need to complete any mission." Xian Mingling clapped his shoulder. "I've heard the grandson of the Xiantian Academy's principal is cowardly and unfit to shoulder responsibility. Seeing you today proves it." But Yu Jiaxue simply ignored him. "Do whatever you want. I just want to survive. With you two here, things should be fine. Goodbye." Yu Jiaxue had barely left. Another portal opened in the air. Meanwhile, Xiao Huahua was sprinting through the cave, trying to escape. Then Elder Dan's soul form suddenly appeared. But before Xiao Huahua could feel relieved, a swarm of demon cultivators emerged. All of them were huge and intimidating. Just after escaping a siege, he was trapped again. Elder Dan asked, puzzled, "So many demon cultivators. Can you really handle this?" Xiao Huahua still talked big. Don't underestimate a child of destiny. But the truth was, he wasn't their match at all. Elder Dan muttered inwardly, "If this brat dies here, it'll be hard to find another container this stupid." At this rate, Xiao Huahua was definitely going to die. Elder Dan sighed helplessly. "Brat, I'll help you one last time. The moment Elder Dan's energy surged into him, Xiaohuahua erupted with terrifying flames. Power comparable to the nascent soul stage rushed through him, making him feel unbelievably good. Elder Dan urged, if you don't finish these demon cultivators now, I won't be able to keep this up. As soon as he spoke, Xiaohuahua went full power and counterattacked. Their commotion instantly drew Yu Jiashue's attention, but he had no intention of helping. At that moment, a carriage suddenly charged in. It slammed into him at high speed, sending him flying. It was Wu Lingjin, rushing to complete his mission. With Xiao Yu's reminder, he finally recognized Yu Jiashue, but he had no idea why Yu Jiashue was here. Wu Lingjin hurriedly helped him up, planning to take him into the mine first. But the mine suddenly erupted with deafening explosions. Wu Lingjin panicked. Something exploded over there. Don't tell me something happened. Bai Di explained, probably the blasting spell they use for mining. My dad uses it too. Meanwhile, Xian Mingling looked at the new arrivals in surprise. Didn't expect the reinforcements to be Pan Hong of Beast Taming Manor and Hui Tu of the Cross Dominion Dynasty. Hui Tu recognized Huang Chengcheng immediately, but had no idea who Xian Mingling was. Annoyed, Xian Mingling prepared to show off again. Suddenly, a blazing flame surge erupted deep inside the cave. It lifted countless demon cultivators into the air. Elder Dan shouted anxiously, "Hurry! My spiritual power can't hold this possession much longer." Hearing this, Xiaohuahua activated the alien flame within him, then unleashed his strongest move, 5-element unity, primordial one breath. The terrifying blast instantly wiped out countless demon cultivators. Huang Chengcheng was stunned. What incredible power! Who is this guy? Xiaohuahua thought they were all dead, but the demon cultivators suddenly sprang back up. Elder Dan's energy had been nearly exhausted. He couldn't finish them off. They charged again. Xiaohuahua was out of spiritual power, but a flying sword talisman array fell from the sky, saving him. Xian Mingling had intervened in time. Xiaohuahua didn't know who these four were, but they were clearly here to fight demon cultivators. With no strength left, he decided to take advantage of the situation. Later he would rescue Bai Di in the chaos. Then she'd surely devote herself to him. With that thought, he leapt down the mine. There are many demon cultivators deeper inside. I'll lead the way. At that moment, Wu Lingjin and the others also arrived. Bai Di quickly noticed signs of battle nearby. Soon, they reached the crack leading into the deeper mine. Yu Jiashue finally woke up. He was shocked. How am I back here again? Don't you know the demon cultivators took this place? Bai Di was even captured. Bai Di froze. When was I captured? Wu Lingjin pointed around. And there aren't any demon cultivators here. Xiao Yu urged, Lingjin, stop talking. There are tons of spirit stones. Let's hurry. Even Yu Jiashue was confused. Why are there still so many spirit stones? Something's wrong. This place should have been overrun long ago. Am I hallucinating? Suddenly, Wu Lingjin said, the dean sent you here to collect spirit or two, right? There's an absurd amount here. If you want some, we could just share it with you. Yu Jiashue was filled with confusion. Where did those demon cultivators go? Did the Righteous Alliance already clean them up? Meanwhile, Xian Mingling and the others were fighting demon cultivators deep in the mine. He kept firing his strongest talismans. Pan Hong of the Beast Taming Manor commanded his giant wolf to massacre enemies. Hui Tu's soaring dragon spear strikes were unstoppable. Even Huang Qingqing's mechanical death chainsaw slash was terrifyingly strong. In moments, they wiped out a massive group of demon cultivators. Xiaohuahua didn't expect them to be this powerful. With their cover, he was sure he could rescue Bai Di. Just as they were about to go deeper, a purple glow suddenly rose beneath Xiaohuahua's feet. A mysterious formation appeared. A mocking voice followed. I thought the Righteous Alliance would send real experts, but it's just you, small fry. The masked demon cultivator, Sima Yu, had arrived. Hearing him, Xian Mingling erupted in anger and threw out the 10,000 Doom talisman. But Sima Yu sneered. Even if you're mere Golden Core juniors, Your abilities exceed my expectations. I'll use you as sacrifices." With that, the formation burst into blinding purple light. Meanwhile, Wu Lingen's group had packed their bags with spirit stones. As Wu Lingjin prepared to leave, Yu Jiashue was stunned. That's it? The demon cultivators are gone? But then thunderous explosions echoed from the mine. Wu Lingen's group had no idea what was happening. Yu Jiashue noticed something wrong. Look, the mine floor, it's a trap. They saw the ground beginning to warp. Wu Lingjin stomped hard, launching everyone away from danger. Then with several leaps, he brought them all out of the trap. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Bai Di said, "Thank you for keeping us safe. But shouldn't you let go of my hand now? See how you notice the sticky ground? Why does the mine look like this? It's like an animal's organs." Yu Jiashue's face darkened. Clearly, this is a demon cultivator trap. Liang Zifeng pressed his palms together. "Whatever happens, we can't sit and wait to die." He quickly used the grand Earthwood divine art. Heaven-splitting earth, opening a path with earth attribute power. Yu Jiashue immediately sprinted forward. "Run. These demon cultivators aren't something we can handle." But before he got far, a tentacle grabbed him. Liang Zifeng was also caught, his spiritual power being drained rapidly. Luckily, Bai Di cut the tentacle before it drained them dry. But she also noticed the fleshy walls absorbing spiritual power, and the more power used, the faster they absorbed it. Yu Jiashue burst into rage. "I knew it wouldn't be that simple. That old man is going to get me killed." Wu Lingjin then stepped forward. "So, does that mean we just shouldn't use spiritual power?" Meanwhile, the reinforcements deep in the mine were all entangled by the tentacles. Seeing their spiritual power about to be drained, Xian Mingling quickly signaled Huang Chengcheng. "Use your mechanisms. Break through the flesh wall." Huang Chengcheng activated the storage box on her back, releasing a strange puppet construct. But the moment it touched the ground, the puppet collapsed into a limp heap. She was stunned. Even the spiritual power needed for control gets absorbed. Xian Mingling burst into fury. "Despicable demonic cultivators. If you got guts, fight me head on." But Xiaohua shouted, "Don't move. The more you struggle, the faster you drain your strength." Xian Mingling scoffed, acting calm. "So, you already have a way out?" But Xiaohua only smiled lightly. "No way at all." He added confidently, "But as the child of destiny, I'll always find a miracle at death's door." Xian Mingling wanted to snap back, but the cave suddenly rumbled. The flesh wall beside Xiaohua swelled violently. A fist the size of a sandbag burst out and smashed into his face. The blow was so strong it blasted him straight into the air. Wu Lingjin froze. Did I just hit something? Then he realized he had punched Xiaohua flying. Several figures suddenly appeared around them. Wu Lingjin moved to free everyone. But the cave rumbled again. Sima Yu's cold laughter echoed. "I spent so long setting this trap. You think a little young master like you can break it?" Wu Lingjin panicked. "What young master? Demonic cultivators really are insane." Yet he muttered inwardly. "He knows my real identity. Is he connected to my father?" Sima Yu stopped talking and unleashed demonic chi. A massive humanoid flesh energy colossus formed from the meat walls rose from the ground. Taking the chance, Bai Di sliced off the tentacles binding everyone. Now free, Xian Mingling pulled out a talisman and snapped. "If it's a frontal fight, we'll never fear you." Everyone unleashed their strongest techniques at the flesh energy colossus. But instead of weakening, the monster grew stronger. Sima Yu laughed. "It absorbs spiritual power even better than before. Your attacks only make it stronger." At that moment, Wu Lingjin leaped into the air with full power. His punch shattered the colossus's head with ease. But the broken flesh rapidly regenerated. It could revive endlessly by absorbing the spiritual power around them. And it grew even stronger with each regeneration. Its punching speed also increased dramatically. Sima Yu said with satisfaction, "Just obediently let all your spiritual power be drained. I can't wait to see righteous disciples turn into demonic cultivators." Meanwhile, Xian Mingling pulled out a stack of talismans. I don't believe it can resurrect forever. If we break it fast enough together, it'll stay down. With that, he unleashed his ultimate move, 3,000 Thunderstrike Talismans. He thought that after taking such a blow, the Flesh Energy Colossus shouldn't be able to regenerate. But Sima, you sneered. You underestimate the Colossus far too much. As long as there's even a trace of spiritual power in this place, it'll regenerate, even from minced flesh. As he spoke, the Flesh Energy Colossus restored itself completely. It lashed out and grabbed Xianmingling. He could no longer activate his talismans. His spiritual power was rapidly sucked away by the Colossus. In just a blink, all of his spiritual power was gone. Bai Di shouted, "Everyone, stop using spiritual power. You'll only make it stronger." Hearing this, Yu Jiaxue collapsed to the ground. Without spiritual power, how are cultivators supposed to fight? I really am just a sacrifice for that old man to protect his own status. But Xiaoyu said, "Don't give up. It can resurrect infinitely because of the formation. As long as we escape the formation's range, we'll be fine." Yu Jiaxue panicked. Easy to say, but in this state, how do we even escape? At that moment, Wu Lingjin said, "There's a way. It'll take effort, but if you give me some time, I can punch through all these walls. But I can't multitask. While I open the path, someone has to stop that thing from interfering."